the winners list today. Before we dissect that a little bit more, we can go down to our man on the boundary, because this is what happens when you unplug multiple cables at the same time. It means you can't hear us. Hilly, have we got you now?
I think I've just rejoined the group.
Hello!
And, yeah,
wasn't deliberate on my part. We're working with a new system, so I'm trying to piece it all together.
No worries, Pete. Not a problem at all. And, yeah, happy to be here today. I think we're in for a good contest. The Coburg lineup were out there putting themselves through their paces early, and just talking to Lee Adams, there's a lot of young talent there, a lot to look forward to.
A lot from the Calder Cannons. We were talking about this last week. We had Seb Spagnolo come in, who's the general manager of the club, and yeah, they've got that, I guess, that progression coming through. That you go through their list, Hilly, and you see a lot of players who are from that under-18 level. Bit of a blow, Tom Goodwin not in the lineup today, which is a big blow, because not only does he give him good support in the ruck, he's just so good in terms of leading the team. And you look down that list, and there are players with a bit of experience there, but not necessarily enough there with they've got the amount of games that someone like a Tom Goodwin has.
Yeah, and especially when you've got to go up against a Nick Meese of Williamstown, who's just a bull of the competition. So that's a real big out for them today, which will affect their chances in the ruck and winning the use of the first ball from the tap. But look, just talking to Lee Adams pre-game, he knows that they're just starting to build. They're starting to build a new platform, and it's going to take time. And you know, they might not get the results that they'd surely love to have this year, but it's something that might just develop bit by bit, and it's a little bit similar to, as we know, in Brisbane Lions, probably a little bit similar to the Brisbane Lions, and he's just got to slowly build this team, build it together. At the moment, it's kids versus men.
Yep.
And you can see that a little bit even just in the warm-ups, that they just don't have the senior bodies just yet. But certainly there's some exciting talent out there, and we'll see it on display today.
6 changes today for Coburg, and a couple of them are debutants as well that haven't played VFL footy. Josh Waitman, Tyson Lever among those as players. Adam Sweezler back as well. I don't know how to pronounce that one. We'll have to work on that one, Peter, during the day. Yep. A couple of guys for Coburg that are making their season debuts today as well. So 6 changes from last week's game, which we saw. Only 1 for Williamstown.
Yeah, and that certainly makes a big difference. And if you add the amount of games each club or team has played in terms of VFL games going out in the park, Williamstown have a massive advantage today in that area of the game. But as I said, Coburg got a lot to look forward to, and just look out for some exciting players like Sam Lowson, who's certainly been probably Coburg's best player so far this season.
Yep, agree with that. All right, we're going to take a break. On the other side of the break, we'll get this one underway. We'll get the ground conditions from Hilly, but it is a beautiful day for footy. And we'll get the first quarter underway right here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. It's Coburg and Williamstown.
Your Peter Jackson VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any 2 suits for $895. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota Top 5 Plays of the Week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
It's your job. We'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wink up first. Craig Lowndes
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Oh, here we are. See, I'm still trying to get the hang of all this new equipment. I was listening to the Coburg theme song. Welcome back to Parada Park here in Coburg. And the Coburg Lions, I was just wondering, Adam, they've made their way out onto the ground very, very late in the piece because they're only 2 minutes away from the first bounce. So they were held by Lee Adams in there very late.
So be careful with that. You can be fined for that. So
yes, you can get into trouble.
Who was in charge at Footy Ops down at AFL Vic? They might be looking at that. We've got a coin toss to come, and whoever wins it, we'll go down to Hilly in a moment. Surely they'll be pointing toward the Harding Street end of the ground, Hilly.
You would think so. What's the ground and weather conditions for today, Hilly?
Well, the ground's in fantastic condition, a little bit patchy in the odd spot, but overall, considering the rain that we've had in the last week or so, it's in really good condition. Both captains coming in for the toss now, so we'll get the winner of the toss and find out who's kicking to the Harding Street end, which is only slightly advantaged today.
All right, well, you're right there in the thick of it. It looks like Adam Marcon's won the toss.
Yes, and he'll kick, Williamstown will kick to the Harding Street end.
And Nick Mellington acting captain today for Tom Goodwin, who's out of the side. So, teams in their huddles, and with 1 minute to go, we're going to get this one underway. We will go around the grounds today. The Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Competition got underway this weekend. There's a game at Windy Hill, Essendon taking on Hawthorn.
That hasn't started yet, that one, Peter Mercado's. Another one, though, up at Geelong, 2-2-14. The Cats leading Melbourne Uni 1 straight 6. 2 games in Swiss VFL Women's today.
And we also have, in the AFL, we've got Richmond and Fremantle getting underway in about 10 minutes' time. And St Kilda and Melbourne, which will be the other match that we'll be keeping an eye on while we're on air today. But the teams getting into position, Coburg in their huddle down at the leisure centre end of the ground, the Bell Street end of the grounds. Reunion of the 1988 Premiership team today. And if you were here early enough, you would have heard Phil Cleary, who didn't need a microphone when he was addressing the crowd and really firing them up about the times back there. And I know he was pretty chuffed to be back here as the coach of that team. Just don't ask him about 86 where he got sent off. I think that's still a sore point along the way in the career of one Phil Cleary. Anyway, teams getting into position here. We're not too far away from a start in this one. Round 5 action in the Peter Jackson VFL. Nice touch with the music. I wonder if we'll get the line back. We had the line once.
I'm not sure it got through the game last week, the line.
No.
We're worried about its well-being. It had a big summer where hopefully it recouped after a big season last year. But, after the second goal on Sunday last week, our beloved line. We need to give a name to that line. We'll just keep referring it to
All right, as the line.
As the line, we need to give it a name.
We'll just keep it nondescript.
How about PJ? Phil Jr.
Oh, I think you'll have to
That's
run
my,
it past
That's my
him too.
nomination. Not far away from a start. 2 standalone sites.
So, Swisbiolek is the player in the ruck for Coburg today, up against Nick Meese. Let's get this one started. Coburg, Williamstown. Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Good bounce to start. Swisbiolek actually put Meese down. Marcon's out the back, gets the hand pass out to Greiser, and we go towards half forward. The kick was too hot for Masters. It bounced away from Donnell. Blair picked up for Coburg. Hand pass toward the boundary line. Gibbons won't keep it in. Left half forward. The sun just came out as that first bounce went down. Slight breezes, Glen Hill told us, toward Harding Street. That's where Williamstown will kick in this opening term. Meese in front. Tried to set up Marcon, but Hunt was there for Coburg. Mellington, the acting skipper today. From half-back, left foot goes down the line. Again, the kick too hot. Lowson's out the back, but left it for Fox. Did get it to Lowson, but he ran out of real estate. Out of wing.
It'll be interesting to see how Coburg play these early stages. Competitive in the opening quarter last week against North Melbourne. And then the Kangaroos got a bit of a run on. So, well, they're able to hold teams as the two ruckmen just fall over. It falls to the back. Opportunity here again for the Lions as Mellington goes with a long ball deep inside the 50. It'd be a dream start. They can get a goal on the board early, but plenty of numbers around for Williamstown. Tippett there through sets of hands. Now the kick up the line is dribbling out of bounds on the full, and a turnover going the way of the Lions. So early attacking in the opening minutes here for the Lions. As this ball goes long and deep inside the 50. No one can take the mark. Off hands trying to get there. Canolo, pretty good. Kicked a couple of goals in the last quarter last week in that loss to North Melbourne. You'll see it over the line. We'll have it thrown in. Minutes, almost 2 minutes on the clock. No scorers yet in this round 5 clash on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Coburg, the only winless team in the Peter Jackson VFL. And they get back-to-back home games here. Disappointing last week against North Melbourne. A chance to redeem themselves here against Williamstown. Another stoppage. As the umpire throws it up. Meese enjoying some ruck dominance early. Gibbons kicked it and go far. Charleston tried to burrow his way through. Canolo with the tackle to hold things up. Nice little crowd building. A bit quiet at the moment. Play restarts here. Gibbons again wrapped up by Allen this time, and we've had a lot of stoppages early. No score yet. 3 minutes in. It's the only game today in the Peter Jackson VFL for round 5. A number of teams have the bye. Clearing ball out here for the Seagulls. A man was put down in the marking contest, and a free kick for Coburg. Carigliano has it. He's going to send the Lions deep inside 50. Who's down there? No one for the Lions. A good mark by Fawkes.
Yep, Peter Fawkes, rock solid down back for Williamstown. He's been for a number of seasons. Called to play on. He's got plenty of players in space. And let's see how they move it up the line. The kick intended for Gibbons. He was outmarked by Carigliano. Impressed by Carigliano last week. Good delivery to Dixon. On centre wing for Coburg. On the outer side. As that kick's going to dribble inside 50, not the greatest. Now they work it out. So good handball out there by Murphy. Now they've got an opportunity and some clear space for Dixon, who steadies from 40 and hits the post. So first score on the board for Coburg, one behind. Williamstown yet to score. We've played almost 4 minutes in the opening quarter.
Tippett to himself, goes on the left, and he goes towards centre half back. That's okay. Mark taken by Kavara, and look at this for the Seagulls. It all opens up in front of him. Gibbons trying to set up Rodder. Can he let the ball bounce? No, it was an unkind bounce. Blair did well to get the tap back, gets the 1-2, and Coburg out of danger. They combined well. A couple of claps from the locals. Kick for Allen, no mark taken. Meese kept his feet. Gibbons inboard. Myers outside of the boot ball. It's picked up here by Kavara through to traffic. Left foot's on the way. Williamstown on the board first. 1 straight 6 to 1 behind. 4.5 minutes in.
Oh, hard to stop from there, Hilly.
Certainly, Ben Kavara, a great little sidestep there and around his Coburg opponent, and he's very deadly in front of goals and only needs that little opportunity, that little window, and just opened up there and just put it through nicely. And Williamstown are off to a good start. Coburg have been very competitive though early in this early couple of minutes, so let's see if they can just keep it up throughout this first quarter.
Yep, and that's going to be the question mark. Whether they can actually sustain that, because they just get carved up on the turnover. Williamstown, such a quick team. They find that space, and Rodder spends plenty of time down back, having an opportunity just to roll up forward. And they're going to get it again as W squared kicking inside 50. That's Willie Wheeler. Beats the initial pack. Coming back is Dixon to try and track it down. He's being corralled in the back pocket, but still got some numbers and try and find some space. There's the ball there. Wellington just trying to clear the area. Ball off hands, working there. Schultz, work with Jolly. Good to see him back in the lineup. The kick going high inside 50. No one can take the mark, but there's going to be a free kick. Schultz got onto it, trying to drag it back.
Mark paid for Masters.
Goodness me, really? Okay.
He certainly fumbled that one to the ground, Pete, and just on the perfect angle now for the kick.
Yeah.
But, I don't think he
had enough of it.
Lee Masters himself would say he claimed that mark.
No.
He certainly only had 2 bites of it and spilt it. And
so
the umpire was a little bit blindsided there. Certainly not in position to make that call.
So, a bit fortuitous for Lee Masters.
He was slotting these just in the warm-up, so let's see if he can follow through from his warm-up.
35 outs. Has he brought it back enough? No. Misses near side. 117 plays one behind. Williamstown leading. 6.5 gone in this opening quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live today.
It's a bit of a trick today. There's a little bit of a swirly breeze, and when you're out there, it feels like it's going right to left. But it's certainly not. Once the ball is kicked.
No, it's an error here. Sorry, Hilly. It's Carigliano who stepped outside the goal square, and I think the free kick's going to be reversed. It is, because Guevara came in, was telling him all about it and shoved him to the ground. And so we go back to where we were, a free kick going the way of Coburg. I don't know what Guevara was thinking there, but Carigliano got away with it.
This time he can step over the white markings of the goal square, and a good kick out toward this broadcast side. Aidan Tilly took a nice mark, and the Lions have a couple of options to go toward half forward, but the kick couldn't quite hit Fox. Charleston's out the back. Jolly, great to see him back in the side. Forks down the line. Difficult one for Schultz, had to go back with the flight. Received a bit of contact from Carigliano, it spills out of play. So, an interesting start to this one. A goal on the board for Ben Guevara. The only goal in it so far. Swayzby Olek has a big job today against Meese, and again Meese won the tap down, but to the wrong man, Hunt. Swayzby Olek there holding the ball, and a free kick to go Williamstown's way, brought down was O'Donoghue. So Seagull's ball on centre wing. Jolly's asking for it. Near the boundary line at half forward. It's not going to come to him. A longer kick instead. A wobbler in toward the hot spot. And a good strong mark taken by Nolan, the 23rd man, although the kick not great for Carigliano. Guevara took him out of the contest. Little hand pass for Coburg, and they will get out of danger now. Blair, a floating ball, diving effort. No mark taken, needed help, got it. Wallace down the line. Clean bowled the first target. Foot race forward out the back. Dorgan happy to see it out of play.
It's a good contest at the moment.
Yeah, very competitive at ground level, Pete, is Coburg. They're certainly throwing it at Williamstown.
So the ball to be thrown in just slightly into attack here for Williamstown. Meese front position did really well. They get so much service there. Well, player taken off the footy, taking a little while to get to his feet, Norton. Anyway, the turnover's on. Lentini works across the ground. Carigliano off a step. And they're just going to bide their time. Here's Nolan. Nolan's backward of centre. In the middle of Coburg City Oval. His kick across the ground's not going to be great. It's going to be cut off. Mark on little chipping ball. Dangerous again. It's untidy. The skills on offer at the moment from both teams. Ecabaccio goes in short. Finds Dixon, being prominent early. He goes shorter as well to Mellington. Mellington kicking up towards half forward. Good kick and a good mark. Waitman, who goes with the ball inside the 50. And unfortunately, Fox is being double teamed. And another opportunity gone begging for Coburg because Monk has taken the mark.
Switching ball as the Seagulls through Tate. keep it inside the defensive 50 for the time being and happy to slow things down a little bit. It's been a fierce start to this one. This is Jolly. Still inside the defensive 50. Next man over the top is Tippett. Rodder's asking for it on centre wing. Donnell's also loose. Tippett probably couldn't get it over that journey, so he has to go a bit shorter. Donnell coming across, Carigliano having a good start to this game. Has to get around the Bewley tackle. Lost the ball. Greiser, hand pass out. A little hand passing board now for Jolly. Marcon with the switch. Myers will be next. No. There's a loose man at half forward instead. Lockie George. This is going to end up in a Williamstown goal. Buck Smith takes the mark. Hand pass to Rodder, and they have their second. 2-1-13 to 1 behind. 11 gone.
I was just about to say that Williamstown are playing that over-the-top Pagans Paddock style setup, and it didn't work for them a few minutes ago when Adam Marcon got the ball and went to look up to kick to somebody deep 50, and there was nobody there. But on that occasion, they had 3 players sprinting back into the open, and only one Coburg defender to beat. They weren't quick enough to get back, and they've obviously identified that as an area Coburg need to work on and a deficiency, and they're going to exploit that. And especially with just a slight breeze at their back, that over-the-top play certainly does work.
So it looks like Rodder and Orr in the ruck contest for this centre bounce. Nick Meese having a bit of a breather. This time Orr can get the tap down but can't get first use of the footy. Jolly. Donahue just got into the back of him and he'll take the free kick. Former captain of this Williamstown side as the kick going inside 50. Masters flew high and landed heavily on his back. Might be in a little bit of trouble. Keep an eye on it. Dixon streaming out of half back. The kick up towards half forward needs to be reasonably keen. It isn't, and they're going to turn it over again. Running into the space is Norton. He's just worried off the footy by Murphy. Still, they've got the numbers, though, the Seagulls, and the kick from centre wing will head up towards half forward. Buck Smith caught in the sandwich, did well there. Donnell just to pick it up. Working across Gibbons. He's almost dragged down the tackle, managed to get around it. Near the boundary line on 50. His kick is superb. And, well, they just did that particularly well, and Jack Dorgan has it, and he'll line up and have a shot directly in front, 40 outs.
Lee Masters seems to be okay. Hasn't come off the ground after that heavy fall in that marking contest.
So he landed heavily, just landed on flat on his back.
Yeah, he certainly did, and more on his coccyx as well. And
yeah.
Thought there might have been a serious injury coming up, but he's bounced back.
So the kick from Dorgan put plenty on it and missed to the left-hand side. So we've gone 13 minutes in this opening quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live today. And 2-2-14 plays 1 behind this opening term.
Josh Jacobaccio, only his second game for the year. He's going to come near side. And that kick's okay for Lever. He'll go down the line. Sweesby got brought down out the back. It's Charleston sending the Seagulls back inside 50. Hits up Donnell. Had a couple of options to go to, but he's going to have a shot.
Jacobaccio in a little bit of trouble just behind that contest, Adam and Hilly. He's just on his own now, about 10 metres away from the man on the mark.
Coburg player just keeping an eye on him at the moment, but Sam Donnell, very, very good kick of the football. Just about back him in from here.
From our position, he might almost have the breeze at his back here. Right foot's on the way, hook the kick. It's actually going to just sneak through for a behind.
As I was saying before,
has it? No, it's actually on the full.
That breeze is swirly, and it feels like it is swirling to that far side. But at the moment, Williamstown have kicked, I think, 2 behind to that side and 1 out in the full.
Dixon to O'Donoghue, back to Dixon by hand, who's run from the back pocket to centre wing. His kick under pressure, goes over the initial pack. Peter Fawkes picks it up. Landball over the top, nicely worked. Greiser getting involved as well. They work up the line. Good kick. Monk takes the mark. On centre wing, outer side, here at Piranha Park. Monk can go for a run and kick, looking for Donnell, who takes the mark. Surrounded by Lions, but he had the best position. He's 55 from goal, and he eventually releases the footy. Masters was the short option. Right, the longer option, all the way to the line to goal. Again, it's all about picking up your players And really, they let another one go through, and this was the problem they had in the second and third quarters, gentlemen. There was a good kick in the end by Bewley, and Bewley puts through his first of the afternoon. 3-2-20 playing, one behind. 15 minutes gone in the opening quarter.
It's just a dangerous time now, really, isn't it, Pete? They've put a lot of pressure on Williamstown. Williamstown have certainly been tested in these first 15 minutes, but they've in the end kicked 3 relatively easy goals, and Coburg only have a point on the scoreboard, and that scoreboard pressure can start to tell a story after a while.
A Shepherd in the ruck and a free kick for Coburg. Orr's going to take it. And he's going to go wide with his kick. That's a very, very good mark going back, Pajaski. Quick hands off as well. Wayward handball for Blair. Has to go back and fetch. Dixon under pressure as well. O'Donoghue wide. They work it out. Pajaski inside 50. Too hot for Canolo. Boundary throw in. Sloppy, but they at least got it deep. Boundary throw in.
Wasn't really under that much pressure there, and it's just inferred pressure. It's just being new to the VFL ranks, and once those sorts of nerves settle, I think Coburg have got a few players here that can really develop.
Meese in front of Sweesby Olek. And he won it down to congested pressure, and now a hand pass out from Fawkes. A whistle as Gibbons tried to escape. Ball's coming all the way back inside defensive 50. It is a Seagulls ball. Greiser, he'll take the mark. Just behind true centre half back. And the Seagulls happy to come to this near side of the ground. Monk takes the mark, had plenty of space, gives the hand pass off, and Donnell's next in the chain. He's off the chain early. Is Donnell towards half forward. Rodder, couple of goals to his name so far. Holds on to the footy. Couple of leads on offer. Cavara, one of them, went a bit deeper instead. That was all too easy, the mark taken by George.
He just found the space so easily there, Lockie George. I was watching it as that ball was coming in. He was the option. He had about 10 seconds with his arm in the air as he got into position just to say, kick it to me, and no one picked him up.
His opponent on the mark.
Lockie George across the face, and it's either a mark or a behind. It looks like it's a mark to Nick Meese.
Oh, I think the goal umpire was about to indicate a behind.
That's what I thought.
From our angle, I thought the ball had crossed the line. There is going to be a conversation.
It's a point.
Behind is the final result of that one. 3-3, 21 to 1 behind.
We don't need a score review system, Ellie. They all get together and make a decision. It's not that hard.
Work it out.
Now Jolly create the contest here on Allen. Oh, he ran into his teammate Carigliano. Gets it back to Allen. They're going around in circles in the back pocket. They just need a clearing kick. It's a wobbler. Bewley sitting underneath it. Coming in Mitchell for Coburg. In close quarters, they're just coughing up the footy again under all sorts of pressure. Carigliano, surrounded by Seagulls, hurls it on the boot. It's a high ball just to try and clear the space. Fawkes getting over the top of Tilly. They've still got the ball here, the Lions, going around in circles. Sweesby Olek as he kicks inside 50. It's a dangerous footy on the end of it, Canolo. He just couldn't pick it up at the crucial moment. Plenty of numbers around here for the Seagulls as Monk goes across the face of goal, and they're going to reset here. Jolly in trouble, coming through. Here's an opportunity, 40 metres out for Blair. Can he kick it? No. Oh, one of their best opportunities, and couldn't complete it. 21 plays 2. We've played almost 19 minutes in this opening quarter.
Sloppy kick in here for the Seagulls. Little underground handball. They've got to try and work this out. Good pressure. Now, the tackle to hold things up from Oliver Tate causes a ball up.
Ollie Tate's former North Ballarat Rooster.
There's a few of them out there. Saw Lockie George have a shot moments ago. Umpire throws it up. Meese again got a hand on it. Little kick forward for Coburg. Didn't go far. Greiser across the face. More a ball trying to set up Fawkes and anything else. Pressure comes from Tilly. Tilly did very well, but Fawkes just a bit stronger in the contest. Won the ball back. And now Williamstown out of danger. Buck Smith left it for Rodder. Took the mark. Strong hands.
Oh, there's 2 loose out the back again.
Rodder holds on to the ball. Buck Smith is his target. Chest mark in front of the benches. George is on the lead. Fairly strong lead as well, but That's ignored. Buck Smith was looking inboard and a bit further along the whole time. Half forward, good mark again. The marking has been excellent. Mark on this time. High to the square, up for grabs. Fist on the ball from Blair. That might actually be a mark. Got the fist and then brought down the catch, and it's, well, all starting again from the goal square. Blair has it for Coburg.
He does, as he wants to go to that outer side to a one-on-one contest. Maybe not the best option because they're onto it again here. The Seagulls kick inside 50. Masters, diving effort, couldn't pick it up. Well done again by the Lions just to get out of trouble. Allen breaks the tackle. Now they've got some space in the middle of the ground. Opportunity to run onto it from Lever. Just needed to pop the ball up and did. Umpire goes down in the background too. Yakabaccio. They've got some space here. Just need to be clean with the footy, and that's the problem. Lawson twisting and turning on 50, spearing ball. Oh, beat the initial package. Ollie was there to pick it up, and they should be able to get him on the turnover again.
Norton towards half forward, a very, very good ball for Schultz, and he takes the mark. Kavara's asking for it, leading toward the square. Ball's heading his way. Great kick from Schultz, and the mark from Ben Kavara. Point blank range, should kick the fourth for Williamstown.
You could see that as clear as I could at ground level, Hilly.
Certainly could. It was just too easy. You could see him streaming through centre half forward. The opponent that elected to take him just let him run straight past, and that's the only reason he has a shot at goal at the moment. If he elects to sprint with him and makes a contest, probably gets the ball out of bounds. That was a really poor running effort from the Coburg defender.
45-degree angle. The man on the mark, Sean Gregory, is at the point of the square. The kick is good. 4-3, 27, the Seagulls. Lions 2 behind, time on.
Second goal for Kavara in this quarter. We'll go around the grounds in a moment as well with those other matches underway. But yeah, it's just when they get caught out, the Williamstown attacking players are just running so hard to get to the other end of the ground. And there's 2 or 3 of them on their own for extended periods of time.
I was going to say that on the flip side, you've got to congratulate Ben Kavara because he really took off and sprinted from the middle of the ground. And you're looking at about an 80-metre sprint, and he covered it in good time, and it's led to a second goal for himself and a fourth for the team. So they're really well placed going into quarter time now.
Around the grounds, Adam, we'll get to that in a moment as Meese falling to the ground but still getting the tap down. But they're away here, the Lions again. Murphy, kick inside 50. They just need a mark in there. They can't get one. Mark on, sweeping up, going by hand to Greiser, who goes across the ground. Oh, that's okay. They've just got so much time when they clear outside defensive 50, the Seagulls. And there have been a few skill errors. Most of the time it's been on point as ball over the back. O'Donoghue, 23rd player for Coburg today, gets the handball across to Dixon in the middle of Piranha Park. His kick going inside 50. Can they get the mark again? No, again we go up. We're in the exact same situation now. Lawson one way then the other, brought down by Charleston. And the umpire says we're right near the boundary line, so we're going to throw it in. So into attack for Coburg. Just got to get something going here. They've been jumped early. 27 playing 2, 23 minutes gone in this opening quarter of football on Peter Jackson VFL Live. You can hear us through the new Peter Jackson VFL app, by the way. If you haven't downloaded that, get onto it. Looking magnificent as Bewley slots the handball out. Now another chance as Gibbons kicks up towards centre wing, trying to trap the ball. Buck Smith, Bewley trying to pick it up. Goes over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in. Just into attack on that outer side for the Lions, who trail 27-2 in the AFL.
2-4-16, the Tigers leading Fremantle, 1 behind. That's the only game in the AFL as we speak. We'll go to Swiss VFL Women's in a moment.
2-3-15 Hawthorn, Essendon yet to score, and Geelong 2-6-18, Melbourne Uni 1-1-7.
Free kick, Meese, hand pass off, and the Seagulls again. They're going to work their way into attack. Lockie George is all by himself, but Bewley's actually the man that got in the hole and took the mark, took it nicely as well.
So watch for Schultz here, deep in the goal square.
Just a bit too far out to score. Lead comes from Donnell. That's ignored. Bewley holds on to the ball.
Watch for Schultz.
Schultz now on the lead, and the ball coming his way. Jumps, didn't bring the ball down. Wallace handball intercepted by Kavara, did very well on ground level. Couldn't get his hand pass out to a teammate though. Carigliano brought down. Dorgan holding the ball. Shot on goal coming up for the Seagulls. Ben Kavara We watch him so often and wonder how he has not gotten a chance at the higher level just yet. And he has a shot now, 45-degree angle.
Again, I was saying, look at Lockie Schultz and where he was going, because he was that free player inside 50, and they were sort of trying to corral the players rather than play on a man, the Coburg defenders, and he just sliced his way through and made that contest.
So he's kicking for goal number 3 and for number 5 for Williamstown, just inside 50. Careful left foot approach is good. 5-3, 33 the Seagulls. Coburg 2 behinds, and Ben Kavara has 3 goals in the opening term.
Very exciting start from Ben Kavara, and Williamstown is certainly making the most of the slight advantage in the first quarter of the Sprees, but Coburg will get their chance in the second quarter, but it is only probably about a 1 to 2 goal breeze.
I think the biggest problem, though, Hilly, is this forward setup, because the ball's getting in there. Josh Fox seems to be the main focal point. Mark Orr now down there as well. To be able to take those marks, they've been under pressure when the ball's been coming in. And whether it doesn't matter whether you got the breeze or not.
Yeah, that's right. And the delivery into the forward line has to be spot on. And there's been a couple of occasions where the player's loose and the kick's been too long and it's gone over the top.
We're going to have a rebound here.
As I said, it's just some nerves from the younger players. You can see it. You can actually see it on their faces. They're just a little bit nervous around the footy, and that'll disappear over time once they've had some experience.
Yeah. And even today with the chance to settle, Suze Biolek a case in point here. I mean, first game for the club. This level, of course they're going to feel a little bit nervous. Lentini kicking the ball inside 50, deep into the pocket. It's gone too far, out of bounds on the full. Turnover. Williamstown ball from the back pocket. So we only had the 5 goals kicked. We've gone 26 and a half minutes in this opening term here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. And imagine probably another minute or two, I'd say, Adam, in this quarter.
Maybe Coburg, if they can get another inside 50, can get a goal on the board, and we'll hear PJ.
Mark.
It's a good mark, and they will go forward. Carigliano's had a good opening term, and he sends the Lions inside 50. Looking for Fox. Kick was slightly too hot. Just enough pressure from Forks. Off hands now to play.
Although that didn't end up in a score, at least they can get a stoppage here right by the behind post and give themselves a chance.
Yep.
Just trying to spot who the ruck will be. It is Meese to take on Orr. They come together now. Orr actually won that one down. Tilly was there. Allen lost the ball as he tried to come through. Wheeler, good pressure, lays the tackle. Forces the stoppage.
Yeah, you're right, Hilly. At least if they can lock this ball in, then they give themselves every chance. But the problem's been the opening quarter, the ball's been rebounding out so quickly.
Ball gets thrown up in the pocket. Orr smothered as he tried to get a shot on goal. Last line of defence. Monk hand pass out, and they're away here, Williamstown. A bouncing ball and a kick now for George. Had to take on Dixon. Dixon did well. Has the ball for Coburg. Slung in the tackle. Hand pass heading for the boundary line. The ball's going to skid out of play in front of the Williamstown bench. We will hear from Andy Collins at quarter time.
Nowhere near deliberate, but I think he'll take that, Dixon. I don't think it's a bad situation to have the neutral contest here.
Just want to chew the clock now, Coburg.
Yep.
Get to quarter time, reset.
Holding free kick. I think Nick Meese is going to get it. No. Oh, no, it's off the ball. So they might get their opportunity here, I reckon. Hilly is Gibbons has got it. And his kick into the middle of the ground, looking for Masters, who flew high. Got the elevation, couldn't bring down the mark. Now they've got an opportunity. Jacobaccio, who kicks inside 50. Oh, over the head of Mark off. For Lawson. He's got an opportunity. This time they should kick the goal. Oh, he's hit the post. He had at the time, Lawson. He had the space, Lawson. He went low and he hit the post, and that sums it up for Coburg. 33 plays 3. Have a look at this on the overlap. Donnell, if he can get hands to it. Still got a couple to beat, can't do so. Rodder laying the tackle, heaving the handball out. Nolan, right there, Hilly did very well. Blair, kick inside 50 is okay. The mark taken by Canolo, who I think is going to go back and have the shot here.
How far out would he be, Pete?
He's going to be 55, I reckon, when he kicks this. Or he's thinking about the drive-by.
I'm thinking no. Just into this slight breeze. It's just hanging in the air a little bit just at the end.
Well, the tall timber get back for Coburg. He goes around on the arc, trying to drag it back. Off hands, another behind. 4 behinds Coburg. 5-3-33 Williamstown. 29, almost 30 minutes gone in this opening quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Should note that breeze does favour Williamstown in this opening term. Kick partially smothered, is it? Yes, no mark was paid. Rodder and Zanell against Carigliano as the quarter-time siren sounds. 5-3-33, the Seagulls, a very good opening term. Coburg, the 4 behinds.
So, well, the goal kickers for Williamstown. 3 goals to Benny Cavara in that opening term and singles to Rodder and Bewley. No goal kickers as yet for Coburg. A 29-point margin at quarter time for Williamstown, who looked particularly good. Let's go around the grounds before we take a break.
Swiss VFL Women's, Geelong 2-6-18, leading Melbourne Uni 1-1-7 at Wendy Hill. Bombers in their, well, their big rivals against Hawthorn, the old rivals. Essendon yet to score. Hawthorn 2-4-16. AFL 3-4-22. Richmond leading Fremantle 1-1-7.
A break. We'll hear from Andy Collins, Williamstown coach, on the other side of the break, and then get stuck into the second quarter action. 33 plays 4. Williamstown leading Coburg here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, only 2 suits for $8.95. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it, doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota top 5 plays of the week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wickup first. Craig Lowndes
And
second.
you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved. Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved. Your Peter Jackson VFL club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Where it is quarter time here at Piranha Park, and it is Williamstown 5-3-33 leading Coburg, 4 behinds. Peter Mercado, Adam Sarakoglu and Glenn Hill with you. We'll have the chance to hear from Andy Collins in just a few moments. But while we've got the chance, let's go around the grounds again. It looks like Richmond opening up a lead on Fremantle.
Approaching quarter time, 4-4-28, Richmond, Fremantle 1-1 at 7. Then we go to Swiss VFL Women's, Geelong 2-6-18, Melbourne Uni 1-1-7. That score's been stuck there for a while. Essendon on the board with a behind against Hawthorn at Windsor Hill. That's one behind to 2-4-16 for the Hawks, who are now spearheaded by Tex Perkins, of course. And here, of course, 5-3-33, Williamstown Coburg. 0-4-4, the only game today in the Peter Jackson VFL.
I'm just looking at the Williamstown coaching staff and taking a long time over the boards, and then they'll get in. They'll be held for a long time, so it might only be a one-question special. He'll leave the time it takes. They do get held for a long time.
Well, like, given that Andy Collins always coaches from the bench, you could always just
ask a few more as he's there. I think his focus tends to be more about watching what's going on. But anyway, next week, our game. We are live from Trevor Barker Beach Oval for the first time this season. Sandringham taking on Essendon. Looking forward to getting there for the first time. One of a number of games to be played on Sunday, Mother's Day, next week. The games next week, the Seagulls will face the Northern Blues, and for Coburg, they'll take on Frankston. Big game at Skybus Stadium next week for the Lions.
Yeah, that is a huge game against Frankston. They need to use the breeze in this second term, whatever breeze it is. Feels a bit stronger up here than perhaps it is at ground level. It's died down a little bit as we're talking at the moment, but clearly the scoring end today is going to be Harding Street, and Coburg need to make the most of it. Got their fair share of inside 50s. Not really quality inside 50s, though. We talk a bit about that. Quality entries, hitting your targets, and the marking options just don't seem to be down there at the moment, unfortunately. Losing Tom Goodwin is going to be a massive loss, because he can go down there and play that role as well when he's relieved from the ruck. They're just lacking a couple of tools, and Williamstown, well, they made the most of their opportunities on the rebound as a result of those less than ideal entries. The two huddles do disperse, and we're going down to Healy any moment, I think, Peter.
Once he's finished, just having a few chats with a couple of individual players along the way. They'll be with us shortly.
Lurking around that huddle is our man.
Yep, Peter Fawkes, I think he's having a conversation with, just how they set up down back, presumably. Will be that discussion. Nick Meese getting involved as well. And discussion here with Greiser. Straight in, Hilly. Off you go.
Yep, thanks. Joined by Andy Collins, Williamstown coach. How did you see that first quarter from your team's perspective?
Yeah, well, look, we're happy with the ball use early on. You know, I thought that was a real positive of us, keeping control of the game. It's a game of turnovers a little bit. We've been able to execute a little bit better in front of the goals. And, you know, towards the end of it, they were a bit unlucky not to get their score pressure themselves, you know.
And also, just with your space, the over-the-top space, it's a design that you guys like to use at times throughout the year?
Yeah, our forwards are playing up a lot higher, you know, because of that. And we've got an opportunity to get out the back, and we've been able to utilise that.
You also would have been pretty happy with the marking around the ground. I think the stats might have shown you might have had about 22 advantage in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's a real advantage of our play in the last couple of weeks, and hopefully we can continue that.
Beautiful. Thanks, Andy.
Beautifully done. Thank you, Hilly, with Andy Collins. That'll be good baseball at the end of this. 29-point margin here at quarter time. Second quarter about to get underway here on Peter Jackson VFL Live through Aussie Digital, VFL.com.au video streaming there as well, and the brand new Peter Jackson VFL app. Get on it, get involved if you haven't downloaded it yet.
Perfect bounce from Eleni Gluftis, second term underway. That's a pretty strong tackle by Schultz, too strong. Free kick for Lentini for Coburg. Couple of Bronx cheers there from the locals. 4 behinds in that opening term. Lentini's gone wide and already. That's almost indicative for Coburg that they get the free kick out of the middle and they go sideways with that kick. Down the line we go. Mark taking Lever. And a good start to the year at local level. Won his chance today here for the Lions. Lever, left foot towards half forward he goes. Over the head of Fox, out the back. It's Monk. Hand pass off, over the top we go. Now it's in the hands of Jolly, around the shoulder. Look away, handball, dangerous. A good tackle, might be holding the ball. Umpire crosses his arms. I saw less paid for holding the ball in the opening term.
Certainly looked like he had an opportunity there.
He certainly did. An opportunity now for the Lions as Meese, second effort, hurls it on the boot, up nice and high. That is just, talk about skill level from this team. It is exceptional. Lockie George, under pressure, juked it beautifully. He goes short to Dorgan, just outside the 50 for Jack, where the 50 and the boundary line intersect. He kicks up the line. Still got some good numbers and floating across Rodder to take that mark. Good job. Had front position.
There's that marking advantage that they've got around the ground, just given their height and you know, such physical bodies. They're just a little bit too strong for Coburg at the moment in the air.
Mark on to pick this up. No, boundary line wins out. We'll have it thrown in. I think just going back to what you were saying there with Andy Collins, Hilly, you're talking about those marking stats. Are you saying almost double?
Oh, it was actually triple, I think you'll find, in the first quarter.
I
thought Coburg had some nice marks around the ground. I could visualise plenty, but unfortunately the stats said that they might have been about plus 22.
The barrel there from Marco putting it inside 50. Good tackling pressure here by Blair. And the ball will be thrown up into attack here inside 50 for Williamstown. Shoots, throws it to the umpire. And the ball will be tossed up. Meese over the back. Willie Wheeler. He's 40 from goal. Goes short to Buck Smith in the pocket. Can't pick it up. Wheeler, good follow-up work. Now Mark on. He 360'd in the tackle. Got it away. Here's another opportunity. Working beautifully. Rodder. His kick was smothered. Good pressure again by the Lions. Nicely done by Nolan. And it's over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in. I reckon Lee Adams would be happy with that effort.
I think he would be, and just out of their huddle too. They were just talking about they weren't allowing, they were allowing Williamstown too much free run in that first quarter. So look at a bit more hands-on body and not allowing players to run at the ball.
Meese was advantaged by that throw-in. Williamstown ball, Dorgan. Hand pass out, now a high ball, top of the square. George with the fly. Only one-handed attempt, no mark taken. Jolly fell over as he kicked, a minor score. 5-4 to 4 behinds. Hilly.
Something that I noticed in the first quarter that the Coburg defenders were all falling for, and that's another reason why they were getting separation. They're happy to play in front, and I think at this ground, when you're kicking into the breeze and you're a defender, you need to play from behind.
Yep.
And Williamstown were just strolling away, and hopefully Coburg can pick up on what they were doing in that first quarter and then utilise that themselves this quarter. But, yeah.
Mellington hand passing in board. Hunt goes over the top toward half forward. Lowson. Ball actually seemed to favour him, but Charleston got in front and chopped it off and got it over the line. Boundary throw in inside 50 for Coburg.
You can see Lowson just throwing his hands up there. He tried to make that space inside 50, a la what we saw from Williamstown in the opening quarter, but just didn't get down there in time. Ball tossed in, 48 around from the Coburg goal. It holds up in the breeze, so Meese has to make up a hell of a lot of ground. Got it on his own in the end, off to Mark on. Ball near the line, it goes over.
I can already see this quarter that Coburg players around the contest just not allowing Williamstown to just run at the ball as easily as what they were in the first quarter. A lot of blocking going on, and that wasn't happening in the first quarter.
Well, that comes back to what you were saying pre-game, Hilly, talking to Lee Adams about this developing side. The chance to just have a word to them, fix up some things, focus on some key areas.
Yeah.
And, it's starting to make a difference. It may not last for a long period of time, but at least they're doing it. That's the main thing. Lever kicking around the body, dangerous. Good contest here, trying to paddle in front. Murphy. Now they've got some space. They might have the numbers. Podowski trying to get through over the back. Wallace trying to tap it down. Still on 50 for the Lions. They're going around and around circles, and now they're going to be caught. Good tackle by Gibbons. Holding, and the umpire will say, give it to me. So they're holding. They just can't get that clean possession inside 50, the Lions.
But the positive news for them is they've got the ball in their hands, which they desperately need.
Margin 30, 5 gone second quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Ball spills free. Lentini got it away just in the nick of time. Here is Gibbons, who goes around the body. The kick up the line is good. And finding some space there is Sammy Donnell, and he will be just backward of centre near the boundary line.
Had Bewley go to, now Wheeler asking for it. Donnell comes off his line, took too long to make a decision, so the umpire told him to play on. We go towards half forward. O'Donoghue got it for Coburg, hand pass out down the line, and Mellington took a nice mark. It just fell into his lap nicely. Tilley is the next man available down the line, bouncing out of play. Kick too short that time for Tilley.
I suspect that Lenny Glufsis has spoken to Tippett and Fox inside the Coburg 50. There's a little bit of blocking going on from Tippett's point of view. Got to be careful to give away the free kick.
Coburg would dearly love to have Tom Goodwin, who's just in the crowd. Not far away from this one on the wing. Boundary throw in. Lentini's going to watch that one go out of play. 5-goal game, 5-4-34 to 4 behinds. Only 2 goal kickers for the Seagulls, Kavara and Rodder. 3 for Ben Kavara, 2 for Nick Rodder. He's been a good player, one of the new inclusions for Williamstown this year. Again, a throw-in that might have just fallen short. Meese, is that going to stay in play? No.
Actually, we shortchanged Brett Bewley one. Rodder and Bewley kicked goals in the opening quarter.
Okay. Thanks for that correction. Boundary throw-in.
Happy to help. Got to be useful for something. Ball tossed back in.
It's hard to tell those two apart. Yes. Since Bewley went the number 1 or even number 0 on his latest haircut. Another stoppage.
A bit more of a shine to Rodders.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind next time. Either one gets near the ball.
I'm not even going there. I'm about to join them.
Meese goes over the top. Kavara inside 50. 2-on-1 here out the back though. Mark on bounced away from him. Gregory did well. Ground level. That's going to be held up. Normally, Hilly, as commentators, play-by-play, we're looking for the colour of the boots, hairstyles, and obviously the jumper numbers. We're not really looking at the level of shine coming off the nude nuts. We're not seeing that too often.
Well, here is Rodder.
He's got some serious shine going on.
I hope you get to talk to him as this kick just out of the pack gets to the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in.
I don't think I said that right before, but audience knew what I meant.
This ball's about to be thrown in. Oh dear, 34 plays 4. It's been a real low scorer in this second quarter. Just the one behind to Williamstown as the ball's tossed back in. No one can get clear. I think Kavara might need some new Margaret Courts in a second as the ball here with Stevens, the 23rd play. It's a good kick actually, going laterally. And now they've got some space here again, the Seagulls. That's a beautiful delivery inside 50. Fennell takes the mark and they'll line up and have another shot. And again, it's that whole idea of the shackles just breaking off and Donnell found some space again.
He certainly did, and he's pretty much their number 1 marking forward, always has been. He's a sensational VFL footballer and has AFL experience, and he knows exactly what it takes to take the overhead mark and break into space. Excellent kick. Should be able to put this through.
Yeah, set up beautifully by Ollie Tate as the kick is a goal. Yep, no problem at all. So Donnell gets on the board. He's first for the afternoon. And 40 plays 4.
There's a sprinkling of Williamstown fans here, but not... they haven't really come down in droves today. So I'm not sure what they've got on today, the Williamstown supporters, but they're not here in force today.
Surprising, they normally do travel well. So 6-4, playing 4 behinds. That was the first goal of his second term. Lenny Gloftus will put this one back into the turf. Buck Smith into the ruck now for Williamstown against Orr. That bounce going to favour Buck Smith. Didn't get it down to advantage. Now he's got the ball. Spat the hand pass out. It's Mellington that has it for Coburg, and finally the ball escapes the centre square. Bounce didn't favour Fawkes. Foot race for it. Tippett was the man chasing it alongside Canolo. It goes out of play in front of our broadcast area, just outside 50.
They're just a goal away from just gathering some confidence. So hopefully they might be able to get an entry here and get one on the board and just get their confidence up, Coburg.
We'll hopefully hear from PJ soon. Boundary throw in. I'm sticking with it, Peter.
We'll see if it takes off.
Jolly. Here's Lentini. Hand pass inboard, Lever. Hand pass came out, Pajaski. Tried to get it moving in toward the corridor. Seagulls had numbers. Bouncing ball here. Fawkes to Greiser. Out of danger once more. If this kick's okay, it is. Kavara. He's owning this particular 50. Kicked a lot of goals in the opening term, and now he's got the ball down back. Monk. Kavara again. Out to Charleston. Tried to weave the hand pass through. Did well, but the smother forces the ball out of play. Good pressure from Waitman. Boundary throw in just outside 50 for Coburg.
Yeah, you get that feeling about it. I know it's that the margin's 36 points, but they can get a couple on the board just to give them something, just to build some sort of momentum, belief in the team. Or almost had that ruck contest to himself, but he still couldn't pick it up. As now Lawson just held up by 2 Williamstown defenders. Just inside 50, the ball will be thrown up. Even if it's a bit of luck, or good fortune, or a free kick, or something along those lines. It's going to be a Williamstown free kick though, holding going on. Gibbons is going to take it. Inside defensive 50. Wants to go on that outer side. And Will draws the play up. Well, Grice up. He picked up the handball, wanted to handball over the top, but well done. Lawson again, good follow-up. And the umpire will throw the ball in.
Hilly, just an observation. 1%ers, things like those pressure acts. Coburg have been really good in that today. They're lacking the finishing touch, aren't they?
Yeah, they certainly are. And they're just competing really well around the ball this quarter. Just got to get a goal on the board.
Mark
scoreboard
on,
pressure.
Coughs it up. High kick, Mellington through his hands. And the umpire says, is that going to be out of bounds on the full? No. Came above the knee, over the line, so we'll have it thrown in. We're hearing from Angus Momfries at half-time. So we listen back to one of the 2 Peter Jackson VFL shows on radio during the week. It's great to see. Peter Fawkesy picking it up inside 50 for Coburg and turns it over straight away. Could this be the luck that they're looking for? Fox, well, he just lost a handle on it. Quick kick off the ground by Murphy is touched. And that one was pretty clear. The crowd will erupt if they can get a goal. 5 plays 40. Williamstown leading. 12, almost 13 minutes gone in this second quarter on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Billy Myers to bring the ball back in.
Coburg can't buy a goal, and a great kick in from Myers to hit up Kavara. He'll go wide for Jolly. He's played pretty much the entire game down back so far. Now this is Bewley. He'll come off his line, go towards half forward. Donnell just got caught short that time, Orr was in the right spot. So Mark Orr, he's going to come in board for Pajowski. That's okay, beside the centre square. Switching ball from him. Pajowski to Lever. Now Ben Allen's asking for it. He'll take the mark. There's Ben Allen in front of Greiser. Gets around him. Wobbler towards half forward. Straight down to throw to Myers.
It's the second time they've gone inside 50 with a barrel.
So Myers, he can switch. Does want to run across his own goal face now. Lawson's coming for him, so back down the line he goes, and he kicked to a 2-on-1. Jolly had to jump, no mark taken. Meese at ground level, good gather. Needed some help, hand pass out wide. Maybe not the best option. O'Donoghue gets the hand pass off. Gregory inboard. That's high. Free kick for Blair, centre wing.
Oh, I just feel the crowd, they're getting restless here. The Coburg faithful, they just want something to happen. This kick, has gone out of bounds on the full. Yes, it has. And, oh, here we go. Hilly's going to pick it up. Oh, that's a throw.
Second possession.
That's a throw.
Second.
Oh, I can't be doing that. That's a throw. As Tippett has it.
Keep going, Hilly. You might get a Liston vote.
Defensive 50. He's kick up the line. Oh, it's a good mark. That's nicely taken.
Some jovial comments on the boundary line about the umpire here. That he resembles David Warner.
Ah, Lentini.
Umpire number 19.
Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Lentini has it just forward of centre near the boundary line for Coburg. He's going to go all the way back. They're going to switch the Lions, Gregory. So they go from one side of the ground to the other, but then also maybe think about going inboard. Mellington, it's over his head. He needs to take the mark. He's got 2 Williamstown defenders straight on him now. Masters is one of those. Ball eventually released, and now they're in trouble again. As Lever's brought down in the tackle, the umpire says, give it to me.
I think Lee Adams would be too happy that he went one-handed there. Captain today.
No.
Two hands.
And there's just that switch of play. Then they decide to go up the middle. Mark needed to be taken as the ball here. Meese did well. Now we've got Mark on receive from Jolly. Back to Meese. Off a step inside 50. The fist comes in. It's not all that great. Kavara's going to find some space, and he's just going to lower the eyes and go to Masters. Now Masters on the 5 and the 0 as he kicks deep into the pockets. Again, the fist over the top from Gregory. Finds the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in. 10 around from the Williamstown goal. 40 plays 5, 16 gone, second quarter.
Tell you what, speaking of the list, and I reckon Guevara's already done enough today to get a vote. He's been outstanding in a quarter and a half so far.
He certainly has. If he can keep things going here, he could be in for a big haul today.
He's going at this rate, he's going to get the 3. Boundary throw in. Here's Mark on little underground ball. Schultz tackled as soon as he got it. Meese tried to pick it up, couldn't. Here is Guevara, the man in a moment. He was cut off last line of defence. What was that? So, Donahue lost the ball. Now wrapped up his Masters. Had a long time to get rid of it. Buck Smith needed some help. Hunt there, free kick, holding the ball.
This is where they
advantage
can use the
paid and Coburg are out as long as this is a mark. Good fist over the top from Tippett. Back toward the centre square. Norton gets brought down in a strong tackle. No prior, ball up.
Gee.
Say something around the stoppages with Ben Guevara. He's not being picked up at all. And he just swooped around. If he had to kick that goal, it would have been his 4th. He had literally nobody touch him at all at the stoppage.
No,
they've got a man up on a player like that.
Jowski lost a handle on it, picked up by W-Scared. Willie Wheeler to Grice, a handball over the top, and the firing line is Bewley. Managed to get the handball away in the nick of time. Now Coburg with an opportunity, maybe. Gibbons, great tackle. He's going to get the handball receive. He does now. Back to Bewley. Steadies from 45. Low ball, goal square going to be cut off. And Gregory there, last line of defence. Sets Iacobaccio running. They go to the outer side. Now the shorter ball working there is Lever. Lever plays on. Oh, maybe not the best of options because he lost a handle on it. They've coughed up the ball. Monk with a high ball, and they got him on the overlap again. Buck Smith takes the mark inside 50. And he'll line up and have a shot from 48 metres out. Oh, he's on an angle, but he's got plenty of goal face to look at. And 18 minutes in, chance at the 7th for the Seagulls.
Really tough from that spot on the ground, actually, into the breeze there. It is a swirling breeze, but you do face the teeth of a bit more out on that side.
So Buck Smith steps in, kick, holding up. It's going to miss to the right. Everything out of bounds on the full. Free kick, I think Lever to take it. He's the one around the contest. So Lever to bring the ball back into play.
He's coming to the side. His local club, he's Stoney's local club. Glen Roy, down the line we go, but a bad kick and a turnover. So the Seagulls have it on the outskirts of 50. Myers, little kick toward the pocket for Donnell, stay down.
That's too high.
Is that a high tackle?
Yeah.
Yes, Cesalini. Free kick for Coburg. To be taken by Carigliano. It's had a lot to do with all the entries coming in. Short kick was okay for Blair. Goes toward the middle of Piranha Park. Big fist on the ball from Monk. Really opened it up. Wallace, Dean's boy over the top. Sweesby Olek got the hand pass out. We go inside 50. Lawson's got 2 Seagulls to deal with. Ball fell out the back. Lawson's in the pocket against Charleston. Almost slipped over. Just slipped the tackle. Left, right foot, I should say. Finally, Coburg on the ball. Wait for it. No PJ today, I don't think, but Coburg on the board. I think PJ's been put to rest for good, unfortunately, but that is their first goal of the day. Just limping off the ground in front of you, though, Healy, Jack Murphy. He's a bit proppy as he comes off now. Just keep an eye on that.
Couple of hard contests, and he came up a bit sore before, just on his elbow. Didn't think it was worth mentioning at the time, but now he's just seeming like it might be a little bit sore around the hip. So we'll just see how he fares the next few minutes.
Let's go around the grounds while they got the opportunity. Adam?
Richmond 6-8-44, Fremantle 1-2-8, Swiss VFL Women's, Geelong 2-6-18, Melbourne Uni 1-1-7, and Essendon 1 behind to Hawthorns 2-4-16.
Biolek trying to go off the ground from the ruck contest, couldn't get purchase on it. Now Meese with the handball over the top to Gibbons in the middle of Piranha Park. Short ball, Schultz underneath it, takes the mark, going back with the flights. And he might line up to have a shot here, you might think. Nope, he's going in shorter.
Smart.
And Donnell takes the mark. You've got to be aware of that sort of stuff if you're a defender. And Donnell, a chance at an immediate response here for Williamstown, pretty much directly in front, and he'll be lining up and having a shot from 30 out. What a career he's had, Sam Donnell.
Sensational VFL footballer, Sam Donnell.
as he comes in. His kick on the way is missing to the left-hand side. So 6-5-41 playing 1-5-11. An even 5-goal ball game here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. 21 minutes gone in this second quarter. High ball from the kicker. Good mark taken by Hunt. He's at centre half back.
Centre wing, too slow.
Yep, and now the kick going out wide. This is a great option though. Murphy takes it back on the ground.
He's moving very well now, Pete.
Oh, they might have the numbers forward. The kick across the ground for Dixon. Gained about 15 metres, but plenty of width. He's 70 from goal. Kicking high, looking for the tall timber. Fox couldn't take the mark, and that's a good tackle. Nicely done by Mellington just to hold the ball up. And the umpire will throw it up deep into attack here for Coburg.
Just when they're kicking with the breeze, I know it's only a slight advantage, it has dipped at the moment, but you've got to look to maybe hit up blokes who are about 45 out, because you're going to have no trouble kicking the distance.
Yes, Jolly might have gone a little bit high on the tackle. The umpire said no, we'll have it thrown up again.
That's what Williamstown would be wanting. They'd be wanting the bomb in because they've got aerial height, strength in the air. They'd be loving those kicks in.
Trying to come through. Waitman in the contest, can't get clear. Another stoppage ensuing. I've got one more here, Adam. They're going to have to give it over to you. Try and clear the play. Still deep into attack. 22 minutes gone, second quarter. 41 plays 11. Here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Fox to do the ruck work for Coburg, and guess what, Adam? It's all yours. Another ball to be thrown up.
So 4 pocket, 5-goal game. So we approach half-time. Meese over his shoulder. Got it down to the wrong man, though. Hand pass from Hunt was a nothing handball. Gibbons escapes with the ball. Somewhat quiet Gibbons today. Towards half forward now. Bouncing ball, not a kind one for Donnell. All picked it up. Got the hand pass off. Carigliano from half back. Into the middle. That's okay. Murphy. Now Lentini, although it's going to go over his head and bounced into the hands of Blair. That kick not 15. Oh. Inside 50, go Coburg. Masters with the tackle. Was it high?
Yes, it was.
Umpire comes in from the pocket and says yes. So Coburg with the free kick.
It was very interesting because Alani was the umpire nearest to that play, and she could see that the player had ducked. And the umpire off in the corner has called the high contact. So very interesting call that. Nonetheless, I'm sure Coburg fans will be very happy with the decision if they can slot this one.
Got to say, Hiller, there's nothing wrong with the intent of this team. It's just the skill level. What they're
yeah,
trying,
actually,
you can see what they're trying to do.
Actually, even just in the last 10 minutes, I've actually seen Coburg's skill level lift a little bit.
Yep.
Marcus Lentini has 2 goals for the season. Right foot's on the way. Put everything into it. And
he's got it.
Kick the goal.
Yeah, he's got it.
2-5-17 Coburg. Williamstown 6-5-41. 24 gone second term. As Gregory actually limps into the rooms.
You just get the feeling that a few of the nerves of the younger players have settled a bit. Yep. And the errors are coming less, and that's what they need to get back into this game and just make a little bit of progression in this season.
They're down a man at the moment, Coburg, because Sean Gregory going up the race as we speak to your right, Hilly.
Sorry I didn't see him come off there. It might have been when I was just talking, but I'll find out what the issue is there.
Yep, we won't see him until at least after half-time. You would think 24 and a half minutes gone. Challenge here from the Lions. Orr going up against Rodder in the ruck. Orr having another go at it. Straight down to Gibbons. Tackled by O'Donoghue. Not going anywhere. Had plenty of opportunity there as well. No call from the umpire. Lions getting more possession in this second term. Can they use it? Yakabaccio needs to slice through. And they've got some runners as well. Oh, and another fumble. Pajowski was this time. O'Donoghue. Pajowski again. Handball over the top. Lentini, the goal scorer. They've got some run. Wallace has got to run onto it. Might have been a bit of head-high contact. No call again from the umpire. Wallace has got his hands to it. He's brought down. Umpire says, give it to me. Centre half forward for Coburg. 41 plays 17. 25 minutes gone in this second term. Ball thrown up. Fox to do the ruck work, straight down Marcon, got it out Dorgan, managed to slip the handball out, sold his teammate into trouble, and the umpire says again, give it to me. And Michael Gibbons picks himself up, still at half forward for Coburg. Rodder working with Fox. Ball spills free. Dorgan had to take it out of his hands by O'Donoghue. Now the quick kick. Yakabaccio kicking inside 50. Looking for Lowson. Couldn't take the mark. Bit going on behind the play. And again, the Seagulls should be able to march out of play. Monk goes long, outside the 50. 2-on-2 contest here. The Lions almost win out. Dorgan. Oh, big hit with Carigliano. They bounce off each other. Everything okay there. Masters selling. Mark got into trouble. Big tackle put on. That's got to be holding the footy. It's Lentini who laid the tackle. And the tackling pressure building up nicely. Now, what's the setup inside 50? Not a lot to kick to. He just goes deep, looking for the tall timber. The fist comes in from Rodder, working their dog and got the kick away. But again, the Lions, they're sitting there, they're waiting. Lentini, 26 and a half gone in the second quarter. 41 plays 17. So, what will he do this time? This time he looks a little shorter, or in front position, couldn't take the mark. Ball off hands. Lass's not going to get a run at this. Monk wrapped up in the tackle, deep into attack for Coburg. We'll have the ball thrown up again.
Another goal before half-time will make things very interesting. Margin as we speak, 24 points in favour of Williamstown. Rodder did well to win the tap down. Hand pass out wide. Greiser. Turnover. And a Coburg ball. We go towards the goal square. That's a well-judged ball by Tippett. Takes the mark. So Joel Tippett has it for the Seagulls. That'll relieve some pressure. Buck Smith, he's the target of the kick.
Oh, good mark.
Very good mark. Slowing things down at the moment. Quick hand pass off to Dorgan. Left foot towards half forward, looking for Kavara. Had a couple to deal with. One behind him, one in front. It goes out of play in front of the cricket nets. Boundary throw in. Near the Williamstown bench. Some running repairs for the broadcast box. I heard something go down in the background.
There's a lot of tape holding us all together.
Boundary throw in. That's how we roll on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Ryder's still in the ruck here for Williamstown. Hunts
high.
Taken high. Free kick advantage played. It was Blair, in fact. But Dave Warner looked like the umpire there that paid it. So, Tom Wallace. He's Dean Wallace's son, is Tom. Spent some time on Essendon's list as a father's son. Took a long time to decide what to do. Went looking for Tilly, stretched, couldn't take the mark. Now Mellington. There's a couple to deal with, including Monk. Hand pass over the top. They worked it out nicely. Murphy to the hot spot, bouncing for Lawson. Kick their first goal. Kick smothered off the boot. Just a little soccer there from Fox trying to get the ball. Didn't work out. Willie Wheeler over the top by hand. Tate trying to shepherd Greiser to that ball. A lot of pressure from Tilly. Ball up in the pocket.
Gee, the tackling has really gone up a notch here for Coburg.
It has. This is a really good period of the game for them. The only problem is that it's not being reflected on the scoreboard. 29 minutes gone, second term. Ball thrown up. Over the back, high. Free kick, Coburg. From the ruck contest. Well. See, it's an interesting one when the players go for the ball like that. But if you get too high, Aidan Tilley will be the recipient. And I can tell you, Williamstown fans not happy. And understandably so. So, Aidan Tilley. They've worked hard, not being reflected on the scoreboard. But Tilley will come in and have a shot. Tidy Shangle, the kick on the way. No, he's missed it. Oh. Wow, what a great half of football. Even though it is a one-sided scoreline, that was impressive from the Lions. They showed something in that second quarter. And that they trail 6-5-41 to 2-6-18 at halftime here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. The goal kickers to halftime, 3 goals to Kavara and singles the rest. Donnell, Rodder, Bewley and Tate. And for the Lions, Lawson and Lentini were their goal kickers. 6-5-41 playing 2-6-18 here at halftime on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Let's go around the grounds. What else is happening in the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's and the AFL?
Geelong 5-7-37 leading Melbourne Uni 1-1-7, and it's Essendon 1 behind, trailing Hawthorn 2-7 19. The AFL, still only one game in play as we speak, and that's Richmond 6-10-46, leading Fremantle 1-3-9, and coming up a little later on at Etihad Stadium at St Kilda, taking on Melbourne.
Very interesting. Williamstown haven't left the ground. Coburg are off. Williamstown, all the players are just surrounded there. I suspect probably had a mark on the captain getting in the middle of that, and they've just spent time inside the forward 50 for Coburg, just having a chat about things before they get inside the sheds. And very interesting, just that conversation, because they did tend to lose a bit of control in that second quarter.
They lost the quarter. They kicked 1 goal 2 for the term and allowed 2 goals 2 the other way. So a 1-goal win for Coburg in that second term. A bit of a breeze, but they're getting beaten around the contests by Coburg. It's just, as you said, late in that quarter, not reflecting on the scoreboard. They're just lacking a little bit of that finishing power at the moment, the Lions. But they're still in it.
41 plays, 18 and half time. On the other side, we're going to hear from Angus Monfries, who's on the SEN VFL Hour, which is on a Tuesday night from 7 o'clock. We're going to hear from the Footscray player on the other side of this here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any 2 suits for $895. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
Your Peter Jackson VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field, whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wickup first. Craiglown
And
second.
you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota Top 5 Plays of the Week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
And back here at Piranha Park, where it's a 23-point lead to Williamstown, 6-5-41 to Coburg, 2-6-18. And a beautiful day for football at Piranha Park. Well, there's actually 2 Peter Jackson VFL radio shows throughout the week. On Monday night on 3WBC, the Peter Jackson VFL Hour, and looking at the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's Competition too. And then Tuesday night on 11:16 SEN from 7 o'clock. Another hour of Peter Jackson VFL action. This week the team caught up with Angus Monfries, the former Essendon player along the way, who had some time also over the border too, but now is back playing with Footscray and enjoying life at the Bulldogs, not harbouring a return to AFL action, but still, it's an interesting story. And here's Angus Monfries from during the week.
Hey mate, always a pleasure. How you tracking, mate? A bye on the weekend's always interesting, no doubt, early in the season, but a 1 and 2 start. How have you made early doors?
Yeah, I think we've been pretty competitive so far in the games we've played. We've sort of been right into games, I guess, late in the last quarter, and just sort of had a few goals kicked against us late and got done against Sandy and Geelong. But our win against Coburg in the wet was was a really good four-quarter effort.
You don't traditionally see, when you play AFL in a weird way, you don't really see unbelievably wet and muddy conditions anymore. You don't really see it as much in the VFL, but in the wet against Coburg, how did you find it personally?
It was one of those days where the wind was coming sideways and so was the rain for a while. But we were playing out at Whitten Oval and the ground dries out pretty quick. So first half it was probably some of the heaviest rain I reckon I've ever played in. And then after that, the sun sort of came out and the wind died down a bit and it wasn't too bad.
How are you finding it? And do you line clubs and of course playing, when you're at Port Adelaide? So there are situations where you have fully fledged AFL clubs who have the reserves, and now you've gone into a football club that's aligned with an AFL club still, and players you would have played against at the highest level are teammates, and you sort of see them around the club. How do you find it?
Well, I've been really enjoying it. Sort of got a part-time development role with the AFL system as well, so spend a little bit of time with the AFL boys during the week, and I guess to sort of build that relationship with those guys, and then obviously training at night time with the VFL list sort of has been really enjoyable so far.
How do you, when you sit down and you don't have to have the worries of going to meetings 9 to 5 and worrying about reviews and video and all the rest of it as it happens in an AFL system almost each and every day, how have you found the side of it where, I'm not saying you've relaxed wholeheartedly when it comes to playing footy, but it's a little less pressure than maybe it might be in the AFL. How have you found that? Yeah, there is. It's sort of it surprised me, I guess, the amount of detail that does still go into playing VFL footy. Like we still have a lot of meetings and game plan and structure and edits that we look at. I guess the main difference, like you mentioned, is it's probably squeezed into that shorter period, 3 times a week. But it's definitely a little bit more time throughout the week to do other stuff as well. Co-captaincy for yourself, how do you find it? Obviously, you're playing, and when you're playing at the highest level for a while, you just pick up, I guess, leadership qualities and ways to interact. But when you're co-captain and you've got to sometimes manage and deal with some other stuff, how do you find that? No, it's been really enjoyable. Obviously, Josh Pruden's the other co-captain, and sort of, I guess, my role's a little bit to sort of guide him a little bit with, how he goes about his leadership and just to help out other boys with growing theirs as well. So it's been a role that I've really enjoyed so far. When you got co-captains, is there specific roles that you sit down when you're appointed where it's like, well, I'm going to do that or you're going to do this? How do you work on a daily or a weekly basis with co-captains who does a certain thing or who speaks or who makes a decision or whatever it might be? Is there clearly defined roles, or do you just take it as it comes with things that pop up? Sort of the first few weeks, obviously Prudes was out with a hammy the last couple of weeks. But, the first few weeks we just sort of shared it and, sort of spoke when we wanted to and chimed in when we wanted to. And we didn't really have a set structure of someone was going to do this week and someone was going to do that the next. It was just sort of going on instinct a little bit. How's the body? Yeah, it's been good. Sort of got through all of the pre-season without any dramas, and the first few weeks have been good. So touch wood, hopefully that continue. Yeah, well, what's a pre-season like in a VFL compared to an AFL pre-season? Do you do I'm talking extra sessions? Do you do a great deal, of course, outside of what the team was doing in a pre-season compared to an AFL? How do you transition from an AFL to a VFL pre-season? It's probably the VFL program. We had 2 main sessions a week, so our big sessions throughout the pre-season would be on a Monday and Thursday night. We do similar distance and duration for what an AFL skills session would be in pre-season. Yep. And then on the Tuesday night, we'd sort of look at some edits and game plan type stuff and have more of a recovery day for that night. So, like I sort of mentioned earlier, obviously you still get a fair chunk of work in, but it's just over the night period and not so full on throughout the day. How do you find, when you're playing, of course, and you've had a pretty good start to the year? I think you might have 9 or 10 goals in the first 3 games, so you're actually still hitting the scoreboard fairly well. How do you find the level difference between the AFL and the VFL, which we keep getting told, and from the outside looking in, keeps getting stronger with so many AFL-listed players playing? Where is the gap closing between the level of VFL and AFL and vice versa?
Yeah, I think it is. I think the standard of VFL footy is really good. I think anyone that goes and watch a VFL game, they're going to be pretty impressed with the skill level and the way guys attack the footy and move the ball still. I think probably the difference is, I guess, with a lot of listed players, they're sort of younger guys sort of coming through and still developing their bodies. So it's probably, I guess, not as physical around the ball as what it is around AFL, because obviously the younger guys are still developing a little bit. Having said that, there's still some really solid VFL listed boys going around as well.
Anyone on the VFL list, and of course a lot of people who watch VFL and are hoping that guys get drafted out of it, anyone on the Footscray VFL list do you think could easily make that transition, or not easily, but make the transition to AFL in the next couple of years?
Well, there's sort of last year was a really good example in Billy Gowler. So he was obviously on the VFL list coming over from Carlton, and had a really good year and developed, and I guess under the eye of the Bulldogs coaches, and at the end of the year they were really considering him for national draft and end up picking him up in the rookie draft. So that's a great example for it.
Tell you what, he's got some clean hands too. He's had a really good start to his AFL career.
Yeah, he's been great. Like he set the bar really high with his pre-season and his work rate, and sort of got his start round one, and has played some really good footy since. So sort of shows that he's done the time at VFL level and he's getting a crack now, which is great.
Angus, we had your former teammate Heath Hocking on a couple of weeks ago now on the VFL hour, and I asked him why the VFL. When did you finish your AFL career? Depending on where you're from, but there's normally a junior club that can offer a fair bit of money, or there's regional and metropolitan clubs right around the country that'll throw a fair bit of cash your way to be able to go and play in a little bit of a lower level. But why for yourself was it the VFL?
I guess it was sort of a combination of things. The sort of Bulldogs offered me a role with the AFL side in the development space, which was something that I was interested in, something I guess I wanted to try to build a bit of a career in post footy. And then I guess I still sort of wanted to play footy at a reasonably competitive level as well, which is, I guess, outside of the AFL, probably the VFL and SANFL offer the 3 best comps outside of that. So they are probably the main reasons, that I come across and played in the VFL.
You talk about the development role that you're involved in. Is coaching, going forward, once you're retired from playing in 5 or 10 years, however long it might be, but is coaching something as a development side of the game? Is it a head coach? Where do you, or do you not know where you want to end up? But is there something that's always appealed to you?
Yeah, look, I mean, coaching is obviously an option, and I sort of really enjoy working with the younger players and being in that development space. You sort of get to work with them, throughout the week, and then sort of get to help the things that you've worked on game day with them as well, and that's a really rewarding aspect of what I'm doing at the moment. And I guess the other sort of thing that I'm keeping a bit of an eye on is sort of Brent Prismal. Obviously played with him at Essendon. He's the welfare manager at the Bulldogs, so I've just been sort of spending a little bit of time with him and learning off him about what he does, and that's sort of another role that interests me as well.
Big game this weekend. You take on Richmond, who are, I think it's Saturday night. Saturday night you take on the Tigers?
Yeah, Saturday night.
Well, it's going to be a bit chilly, mate. It's at Whitton Oval. It might be a bit cold for you. How do you find the outdoor?
I think it looked all right, the weather. I think it was 21 and light wind, so I'll take that.
I tell you what, don't get used to it, as you will know, playing so much of your footy in Melbourne. How much, when you're talking scouting and video sessions around AFL, I can only imagine how, as a fan, we think how much you watch, and you can probably tenfold it when you're actually playing the game. How much of that do you do when you're scouting and looking at the VFL opposition?
Yeah, we obviously see a fair bit of games from weeks before. Obviously, there's we're only 4 rounds in so far, but we've got the Richmond Werribee game onto our computers and sort of having a look at how they went about it last week. So I'd sort of look at the oppo, I guess, in the week prior and how they went.
Do you? When you look at how the alignment works, I guess, do you think it's good for the game going forward where you got the Bulldogs who have so many players underneath, obviously there, and Richmond the same, and we'll see North Melbourne nowadays. We see the, Essendon, Collingwood. We're seeing it more and more where the teams have full control over their list of 40, 42, 45 players. Is that make a senior AFL team better and a club better, do you think? Is it noticeably easier to make their kids better and develop them in this situation?
Yeah, I think so. I think obviously you have sort of one game style, which is set from the AFL system, and then that filters down to the VFL system. So for guys to be able to come through that, and then sort of when they do get the nod and ready for the AFL, it's a step up for them, obviously, in terms of sort of intensity and game style and stuff like that. But when they do get up there, they're ready and they're across all the terms and how to play. So that's a big positive from it.
Angus Monfrey joining us on the Peter Jackson VFL show on SEN, 1116 SEN from 7 o'clock every Tuesday night. And you can catch the podcast of that, VFL.com.au. 41 plays 18. We'll take a break. Back with the second half action next. Williamstown leading Coburg on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any two suits for $895. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it, doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
1-2, Jamie Wick up first. Craig Lowndes
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Your Peter Jackson VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018. The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved. Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
Where you go?
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer.
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au.
And upgrade to digital.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota top 5 plays of the week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Certainly is. As we get set for the second half, the team's getting into position. 6-5-41, playing 2-6-18. Williamstown leading by 23 points. They led by 29 at quarter time. And Coburg just a bit late getting back out onto the ground. Peter Mercado, Adam Sarakoglu and Glenn Hill with you in the team as the second half is about to get underway. And the umpire set to hold the ball aloft. We'll go around the grounds too if we get an opportunity. Looks like an easy win for Richmond coming up. 53 plays 9 at half time. Big show at putting some really big score up against Freo today. But the second half's underway here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
The Towners have the jump on the Burgers, but this one's not over yet. As the second half is underway. It's Meese in the ruck against Sweesbiolek. Meese over his shoulder. Coming through, Akabaccio, 360, got his kick out in time, bouncing ball towards half forward. Hunt picks it up, has some space. Right foot's on the way, it's tracking left. The wind held that ball, just caught hold of the Sharon, it bounced out of play. Left forward pocket, boundary throw in front of the Aquatic Centre.
Geelong getting the job done over Melbourne Union, the Swiss Wellness VFL Women's, 52-13, and 5-11-41 Hawthorn Essendon 1-2-8. That match at Windy Hill.
Round one for the new look Swiss VFL Women's, Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Quick snap for Coburg, high to the square. Two Seagulls back there, Mark on ground level, picks it up, high clearing ball. Sweesbiolek bounced out of his hands, no mark taken. Blair hacked it back high toward half forward. Mellington. That ball's tangled up somewhere in amongst all that chaos, and a ball up just at the top of 50. It's a margin of 23 points here at Piranha Park. Umpire throws it up. Fox was in the ruck. Lowson. Hand pass out, little left foot bouncing toward the pocket. Myers trying to hold Tilly off that ball. Tip it. Got some help from Myers. Now Jolly, right foot, clearing ball. Masters his target. Takes the mark.
And they're off again. Let's see how quickly they can move this footy. The kick going inboard to Kavara. He's got runners alongside. This is excellent movement of the footy. The ball going long. George. Oh, yeah, he had the body position. And easy as you like, takes the mark, and he'll line up and have a shot 25 out directly in front.
That's the difference in this game at the moment, a quality of forward entries, Hilly.
Certainly is, and the Williamstown players, just as we spoke about in the previous quarter, they're just using their body better. They're just in the better position. And that just comes with experience. I think the Coburg players think they're doing the right thing standing in front, but it's actually the wrong thing to do at this ground when you're kicking into the breeze. That ball's just going to carry over the top every time.
Lockie George kicks the goal, and just resetting themselves. As I mentioned before half-time, they spent a bit of time just in a huddle out on the ground before they went inside the change room. So they just had a little bit to talk about. They've reset. 7-5-47 plays, 2-6-18. We've gone almost 3 minutes in this third quarter on Peter Jackson VFL Live today.
So far, Pete, I think they've kicked 4 of their 7 goals have come from that over-the-top situation.
Yep.
And it really is just a matter of body control from the Coburg players, just getting in a better position.
Bounce down, back in the middle. Bewley, hand pass out. W squared against his old side. Kick smothered. Sweesbiolek tried to chase it down, couldn't. Wheeler back underneath this one. Ball up. Left half forward flank for Coburg. Being a little inaccurate today. 2-6 is Meese. It's remarkable how many hit-outs he wins. Underground handball from Mark onto Wheeler. He got brought down. Heavy body contact. Wheeler again.
Oh, on the footy. Or incorrect disposal.
Yep, did not dispose of that one as he was brought down in the tackle by Carigliano. Maybe Coburg's best today. We'll eventually get the ball back from Mellington.
No, they just held them up. They did that beautifully, Williamstown. Just held them up.
So Jesse Carigliano, awkward left foot ball toward the pocket. That's a very good mark going up, Peter Fawkes. Wasn't paid. He thought it was a mark, and that wasn't paid for some reason. Umpire crosses his arms. I don't know why that wasn't a mark. It was touched off the boot. Nice nominates himself against Fox this time. Nice easily down the Monk, has to get away from Lowson. Lowson ragdolled him into the turf. That will be a free kick for Coburg, and a shot on goal coming up for Sam Lowson, who did kick one in the second. It was Coburg's first of the game.
Give us a sense of the degree of difficulty here. He's right near the boundary line, Hilly, only 20 out.
You want to kick this quick because the wind has actually just dropped as we speak, so there's not a lot in this at the moment. Give it 30 seconds and there might be.
Left forward pocket. It's going to come off his line, you'd feel, and snap it on the right.
Yep.
This for goal number 7 for his season. It's a very, very high ball, skewed, and a Williamstown ball. That was wasted.
Outside 50.
That was really badly wasted, Gibbons. It was a Williamstown kick almost. Gibbons wide for Tippett. Now Donnell's asking for it on centre wing, but Tippett will hold on to it. Looking inboard. He needs to hurry up now. Down the line he'll go for Donnell. That's a very, very good ball. Patient ball from Joel Tippett, and Sam Donnell takes the mark.
Yep, he does. And again, the opportunities that Coburg have had. Try and contain this Williamstown team. Oh, runs straight around. There's Sammy, he's kick looking for Rodder, finds the mark. Again, the difference between these two teams. 55 from goal, right up to the top of the goal square. The kick goes, big fly! And that is Jolly who's taken the mark.
He's not getting much midfield time, is he, Healy? I think he played cross-half back mostly in the first half. He's gone forward here and taken a great mark.
Yeah, he's just playing that role where he just fits into the team where they need him. He's certainly been very serviceable today so far. Just staying out of the guts at the moment.
Just some nice elevation there. Jolly kicks the goal. Little fist pump as well, understandably so after that mark. That was an excellent mark.
He's only playing his second game for the season, so obviously missed a couple early on. Had 23 disposals last week against the Dolphins.
Yeah, we didn't see him against Werribee when we did that game a couple of weeks ago. 8-5-53 plays 2-6-18. In this third quarter, we've played 6.5 minutes. Dare I say it, Hilly winding the clock back, the veteran.
Absolutely, trying to put himself into the middle there too. Just after that goal. Somehow he's ended up back at half-back.
See, I've got that confidence, so I can just keep rolling with it.
Trying to insert himself into the middle.
Wayward bounce to restart things in the middle. Might be on its last legs, the old centre bounce.
If they keep him like that, it will be.
Umpire throws it up. Or got it down. Pajowski. Rush kick inside 50, bouncing for Lowson. Did well to pick it up in front of Charleston. One way then the other. Goes onto the right foot. Tried to set it up at the top of the square. Bounced away from Forks. Jolly's back down there as well. It's up for grabs here for Coburg. Little tap out there. Mallington brought down by Myers. It's a hot footy here in the pocket. Coburg get it back. Outside of the boot. High. Allen's in the right spot. The boy out of Pascoe Vale directly in front. Can kick their third.
I reckon you could count on one hand the amount of marks taken inside attacking 50 for Coburg today. Well done to the Williamstown defence, but gee, they've had some opportunities.
18 playing 53. As Allen comes in to get a goal back for Coburg. 3-6-24 playing 8-5-53. 8 gone third term.
Very much needed goal there for Coburg. Keeps them in it. Just talking off air at half time and get the feeling if they could hang around that 4 to 5 goal range at 3/4 time, give themselves a chance coming home with a slight breeze in the last quarter.
Let's go around the grounds. The end of the third quarter yet at the MCG.
2 minutes in, 7-11-53 Richmond, 1-4-10 Fremantle.
Yikes.
It's the Cats and the Hawks leading in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's as well.
So ball back in the middle. That's gone outside the circles too. Not going to be recalled. The ball falls straight to the path of Schultz as it's in a half forward. Got the handball away. Masters trying to find someone in space. They have. Now the kick inside 50 to Nell. In the pocket. Couldn't take the mark. Blair coming over the top. Did well. Now Gibbons coming in for support for the Seagulls. Blair's second and third efforts. Excellent. He's at the bottom of the pack and the umpire says, give it to me.
I think Sam Donnell thought he was chopped on the arm there. In that marking contest. He was very upset. Not like him.
I'm going to give the credit to Blair, though, for his pressure. Yes, ball here. Will be cleared for the Lions. Lever. Gee, that's a high ball outside the 50. Willie Willis sitting underneath it. Couldn't take the mark. Still had time to pick up the footy, but he's turned it over. And now we'll have another turnover as well. Peter Fawkes getting in the way. Almost having his head taken off was Norton. Ball spills free inside 50 for the Seagulls. Play starts to open up a little bit. Opportunity now. Off a step is Lever, who's just again off target. Again, it goes over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in. And out of size. Still into attack here for Williamstown and lead this 53-24. 10 gone in the third quarter. Peter Jackson VFL Live next week. Sandringham and Essendon. Ball tossed back in. Or looking to get the tap down. Did well. And unfortunately, Liam Hunt has turned the footy over, and the kick going short. Bewley has to go and get it. Waited for Gibbons over the back as well. He wheels around from 40, goes to the top of the goal square, and it's going to be turned over. Gregory back out on the ground after having a little bit of an injury niggle. Oh, he's done his teammate no favours though. The drifting kick has been cut off. Oh, another skill error, and Peter Fawkes takes the mark. He'll line up and have a shot for goal. 45 metres out on the 45.
Breeze picking up as well as he gets to line up for this one, Hilly.
It just swirled then and hung in the breeze a little bit. And had the feeling Murphy could have placed his body at least a little bit better there to force hopefully a ground ball for Coburg, but really just allowed his opponent to come in and steal that mark far too easily.
So Fawkes comes in, very deliberate approach. Not really his native territory up here. Steps inside the 50, stabbed at that kick, and he has missed narrow. 54 plays 24.
Back to the defensive 50.
Straight down he goes. So the margin.
That's serious,
even,
that's the point.
It snuck in for a behind. Margin even 30.
That was out in the vault.
Carigliano to himself and went looking for Lowson, although in the spot is Tyson Lever. Took the mark nicely and they're out here. Murphy bouncing ball on centre wing. Only one option to go to up forward. It's Fox. Kick goes that way now. Fox on Tippett. Tippett got to front position. Did well, Joel Tippett. Collects the ball. Hand pass off Greiser. There's a Coburg man that's holding his knee. That's gone down with the tackle behind play. Might be Pajewski.
No, it's a 23rd player, O'Donoghue.
Thank you. Keep an eye on that one. He's in a lot of pain. Here's Lever over the top. That's going to be marked by Fawkes.
I think it's his ankle though, Adam, just from the looks of things.
So an attempted tackle on Tippett. Diving sort of effort and immediately
he can't seem to get up off the ground here. They might have to stop play eventually.
He clutched for that ankle or knee. It's a Williamstown ball as Gibbons goes inside 50 for Donnell. Drop the mark. Almost sold it for you. Had it now. Rodder out the back. Chance here for the goals. High right foot snap from Masters.
Goal.
Is a goal. 9-6-60 playing 3-6-24. Almost halfway into the third term. We dart our eyes back to the other side of the ground.
Yeah, I'd say they're going to stop play now. Central umpire has his arm in the air.
J.O. Donahue.
23rd play today for Coburg, and he's managed to get to his feet, being helped off by the trainers. I think it might be an ankle, just with the way he initially went for it, Hilly.
Yeah, I think it'll be fairly serious.
Well, it's good that he's up on his feet and not requiring any help as he comes off the ground. He's hobbling off now. Yeah. So it won't be a long delay.
He'd be better off being helped off the ground because the extra pressure on the ankle can cause more damage. And I had the feeling umpire was stopping play, so he could make his way from the ground. But
so ball back in the middle. Play continues. Meese with a second effort, trying to hack it out of there. Wallace to find some space. Mellington goes off the ground as well, just pushing it up towards half forward for Coburg. Greiser under pressure. Ball near the boundary line and seen over by Ollie Tate. Will have it thrown in. 60 plays 24. Every time Coburg try to threaten something, the challenge is snuffed out. It's a question of how close can they be to at least make it an interesting final quarter. I suspect they're going to need to pile on. Plenty of goals in a hurry. Biolek trying to get the tap down. Did well in the end.
We're actually looking at his lower leg area.
Above the ankle?
O'Donoghue. Yeah, it seems to be above the ankle and to the more to the tibia side. So
well, we're talking through that. There'll be another stoppage in exactly the same spot.
And so it is his left side. As I said, it might not have been the smartest thing to not carry him off the ground there because he looked to be in a lot more pain than.
As ball going inside 50 from Wallace. Greiser on hands and knees. Still release the footy. Mark on for the Seagulls. Has time to steady. Kick looking for Monk. Finds him. Now he can stroll outside defensive 50. Handball over the top. I think there's a downfield free kick. Is the kick going up the line? Schultz. Now let's see how they break here. There's two players, Seagulls players free. There's one of them. You see, they just race down and there are opposition nowhere near them. There's this kick coming in from Norton. high to the top of the goal square. One grab, the second not paid for Bewley. Off hands. Oh, Gregory fresh-aired it, trying to go out of mid-air. Bewley picks it up again. Handball over the top. Buck Smith trying to find some space. Wallace wrapped up in the tackle by Marcon, going nowhere. The umpire will throw it up. So, Ruckman to nominates. As Meese tap down. Kavara head first, dragged down into the turf. The umpire will hold for a while and say, give it to me. 60 plays 24, 15 and a half gone in this third quarter on Peter Jackson VFL Live. As ball again is tossed back up. Needs to get the tap down. And again, they've just found some space. Jolie will go short. Fawkes getting the handball over the top, back inside 50. Monk trying to get through one tackle, can't get through the second, still got the handball away. Dangerous footy though, no one could get clear. Dorgan was there. Now Meese, oh, he's going to find some space, have a shot, and it's touched on the line. 61 plays 24, 16 gone third quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Jacobaccio to bring this one back in for Coburg. He'll be asked to hurry up and make a decision. Goes looking for Mellington. Good strong mark in front of Dorgan. In front of the, well, a large majority of this crowd. His kick, though, it all came unstuck there with the kick. And Fawkes, he's taken a few intercept marks. Picks this one off at centre wing. So Fawkes, a bit of tape around his left shoulder. Goes towards half forward. This is Bewley, no mark taken. I knew it was Bewley because there was no shine coming off his scont. Ball up. Rodders just one kick back behind play inside 50.
Nice.
Inside the centre square. Meese against Sweesby-Olek. Off hands. This is Gibbons. Right foot, a wobbler. Goes inside 50. The fist over the top from Gregory to kill it off. Good to see him back out there. Entered the rooms before half-time.
Speaking of which, O'Donoghue's back out there as well, Hilly, but he doesn't look right. He looks very proppy.
I didn't actually see him sneak on then, but...
I'm not sure it's O'Donoghue that was injured. Because he's got the headwear.
Yeah, but I thought they took the headwear off.
Well, he's back out there with the headwear on. Might be him.
Hang on 2 seconds, I'll check that.
Ball's still alive here in the pocket. Norton, mark on. Rugby style burrows over the line, boundary throw in.
It's a shame that helmet didn't help O'Donoghue there because he's got one in the face.
Hilly's onto it for us.
Just bear with me, just trying to see whether it is actually him.
Approaching time on third term.
No, it's definitely not.
Ball to be tossed back in. As Gibbons trying to come through. Now the Lions, can they clear again? They do. Ball going long. Nelson coming up the ground, not even facing the direction of the footy. Well done, Charleston there. Allen kept it in. Straight to Willie Wheeler. Put the ball over the line. We'll have it thrown in.
Touches, boys. 3 touches.
Well done. So any way you look at it, O'Donoghue looks very proppy out there. He's trying to run. Ball tossed back in. Meese trying to get the tap down. Kavara just pushing it forward. They're at half forward. Oh, nicely tapped up by George. Kavara from 50 has a shot and misses. 62 plays 24. We've played 18 and a half in the third quarter here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
So another kick in for Josh Jacobaccio. Near side, Mark Orr's his target, although Meese in the better spot. One hand, no mark taken. Overrun by Monk. Meese needs some help. Gibbons provided. Picks it up. Back to Braden Monk. Throws it onto the left. A high one. They're looking into the sun. Difficult one to mark for Kavara. As well as Mark on it. Goes out of play. Boundary throw in. Right forward pocket for Williamstown. They're leading 9-8-62 to 3-6-24. Almost time on third term. Coburg, the last winless side in the Peter Jackson VFL. They've got to come back from a long way to get the job done here today. Dixon clearing ball. Allen at ground level, escaped with the pill. Takes a bounce. Charleston's coming for him. Kicking, just hope for Tilly. Bounced up nicely for him. Aidan Tilly.
Oh, give it off.
Easily got around Myers. Goes toward half forward for Fox. Diving effort on the lead.
I think the first mark he's taken inside 50, Fox, today.
Only 2 behinds against North Melbourne last week, right here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. He's done a bit of ruck work as well today, 45-degree angle. Probably kick it from the same distance in metres.
He should be able to get the distance from there, and as I said, the wind just has dipped or dropped in the last 10 or 15 minutes, so it shouldn't make any difference whatsoever.
As we tick into time on of this third term. Careful approach, not much of a run up. The kick's not making the distance.
There's no Coburg
Why
players
was there
on the
no
goal
one
line.
on the goal line for Coburg? Goodness me.
It's just,
that's inexcusable.
That's just a complete lack of awareness there from Coburg
Well,
forwards.
this ball's going outside 50. Williamstown mark, it's Rodder who takes it.
Bit of Nigel Smart about Rodder.
Without the firewalking, I'm sure. But, gee, that's interesting. No one bothered to get back on the goal line just to help that ball. I mean, good to have confidence in your teammate to make the distance, but anyway, Rodder's kick's gone short to Jolly. He's still inside defensive 50s. Kick intended for Bewley, who takes the mark.
I think that wind just picked up too as he kicked it, so that certainly made a difference just in that last few metres of trajectory.
Bewley across to Gibbons. They work slice through the middle of Piranha Park. The kick going inside 50, and Kavara, unmarked, takes it, and he'll have a shot from just beyond the paint of 50. And plenty of goal face to look at.
He'll have no problem at all kicking the distance here, and just find it amazing that he hasn't been a targeted player to just man up on this one particular player, because he's killing it at the moment. He's been the difference in the game.
3 goals in the opening quarter. No, didn't kick one in the second. Clearly preferring this end of the ground, the Harding Street end of the ground, as he kicks from just outside the 50. It's going to go narrow again. Gee, 63 plays 24 here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. As we wait for this ball to come back in. And really, if Coburg are going to be any chance, they need to bang on the next couple of goals before three-quarter time.
Live later, Williamstown find themselves in the 4 with the game currently poised as it is. Jacobaccio has it for Coburg. Being winless, Coburg 15th as we speak. He goes in toward the corridor. Mark taken by Nolan. He'll go wide for Blair. As Coburg have finally escaped defensive 50. Hand pass to Dixon, but he has nothing to go to. Takes a bounce. Nolan asking for the handball, but he went with the kick for Canolo. Turnover. Here's Jolly for Rodder. Bouncing ball, didn't quite meet it, but he did well to get it on the half volley. Rodder, awkward left foot ball toward the corridor. Mark on, slipped through, no mark taken. Gregory, O'Donoghue goes wide. Jacobaccio goes on the left. Towards centre wing, Charleston, no mark taken. Hunt had a touch as well. Monk got it back for the Seagulls. Downfield put down after the kick, so that'll be a free kick for Sam Donnell. Just outside 50.
Talk about players you wanted in their hands for a downfield free kick. He's one of them.
Mark set at 47 metres out, so if Donnell does have a shot, he'll kick from just beyond the arc. He only has the 1 goal today, Glenn Hill.
I think he'll certainly have a shot here, and he had this exact shot in the first quarter and tugged it left. I think he knows now that you just have to aim straight here.
Right foot's on the way, kick from right on the paint. Rodder. Gregory, high contact free kick will go Coburg's way.
Yep, Nolan to take the free kick, the back pocket. Almost 24 minutes gone in this third quarter. 63 plays 24. As he kicks long. More, I think, in hope than anything else. Fawkes with the front position for Williamstown, now laying the tackle. Oh, I think Canolo might be in trouble. The kick going in short, and Schultz takes the mark. I think Canolo caught one in the shoulder.
Yep, he has.
He's in a spot of bother there. And in the hands of the trainer. Meanwhile, Schultz will line up and have a shot. Kicked 3 goals already in this third quarter. 3 goals to 1. And it looks like Canolo over there in a real lot of trouble. Trainers around him. Very slow to do anything at the moment as this kick is wide again.
Wasting their chances.
That's... Wow, okay, so we're going to stop. Stop on play while we wait for Canolo to be assessed by the trainer. He's going to get to his feet. That's good news. And will he come back out and play? He will. So no problem there.
We definitely weren't saying anything wrong earlier. It was O'Donoghue who had the ankle injury. He just didn't have the helmet on and then put it back on when he re-entered the field.
When he came back on the field. Yep, thought so. I'm not seeing things. Ball back in. Usually that happens at least a couple of times in the broadcast. Ball back here in the middle of the ground. That's where Kavara is. Pass intended for Schultz. Oh, he copped a bump on the way through from Mellington, who picked up the footy. Worked it nicely. Lentini, Hajowski just kicking more in hope inside 50. It's a bouncing 40. Charlton to track it back and push it through for a behind. 64 plays 25 and a half minutes gone in this third quarter on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Next week, Zebras and the Bombers. It'd be great to hear from Michael Leeds. Haven't seen him since round 1 on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Masters. Wheeler for Jolly. Bouncing ball. Jolly left it out the back though. Gibbons right onto this ball.
1, 2,
Rodder
3, 4 players
or
on their
Schultz.
own.
It's the former that takes an uncontested mark in the pocket.
He can go top of the goal square.
He's got 4 options.
Bewley begging for it. Bewley
No,
it's not going to be allowed.
Got to go back on the mark.
Bit stiff there, Rodder, I think, but you can have the set shot now. Sam Donnell has missed a couple from this range, as we saw.
A big hulking player is Rodder. He's presented very well today. Geez, he's run hard. That's what I've noticed at ground level.
Some advice for number 7 from the locals as he comes in to have this shot. Right foot. Looks good, but he missed it. Near side. 9-11-65, playing 3-7-25 and even 40 points as we approach 3/4 time.
If Coburg were able to jag one right now in this next couple of minutes and go in at 3/4 time, only 34 down.
Oh, the kick didn't find its target. Yakabaccio looking for Blair. It came off his foot, rolled over the boundary line.
Healy, I'm going to back you up on that. I was thinking it, but not brave enough to say it.
I think they're a sneaky chance.
No.
If they get it to 34.
No.
If they get it to 34, they can raise a hope.
Nope. Ball tossed back in.
It's you and I against Peter on that one, Healy.
As Meese getting the ball down. And Wheeler laying the tackle. Lentini picks up the footy for Coburg, just hurls it on the boot, heading wide towards the boundary line. That's where it goes. And we'll have it thrown in on that outer side.
Just why I'm seeing it at the moment is I think a few Williamstown players are feeling a little tired. And the younger run from Coburg is still there.
It might be there. I just don't think the skill level's there today. Orr doing the ruck work, getting the ball down. Lentini back to Orr, who just hurls it on the boot again. And this is the problem. Gets cut off. Tate. And they're away again to Monk. No, it's been reversed, the free kick.
Oh, kind of wish it hadn't have been there for Coburg because it was a turnover.
Murphy has it. Right in the middle of Piranha Park. The kick is good. Now they've got some opportunity. They've got some run. Yakabaccio back to Allen, who got the receive in the first place. This time, Larson finds some space. And he wants to go on with it quickly. He's just going to go over the top. He does. And Lever, who's run down the ground, will have it. He's on a slightly tighter angle, but he's only 15 metres out.
Tell you what, Ben Allen could have had a shot there, Healy. Went the unselfish option. They almost made a mess of it, and they do have a set shot now. I reckon Allen had some space to just correct his angle, have a shot on the right from just inside 50.
Yeah, I think maybe he's just thinking maybe for length of kick might have been an issue for him.
He had time. He had time to steady himself.
Tyson Lever. Let's see. Kick is a goal. He's kicked it. On the siren.
Wow.
Oh, well. The margin is 34 points at 3/4 time. And maybe, just maybe, that might be the sniff that they needed, the Lions. Although the enthusiasm level not quite there. They should all be around each other, I reckon, at this stage. Great quarter of footy, but it was Williamstown just steadying nicely. 9-11-65 to Coburg 4-7-31. So 4 goals to 3 in that quarter for the Lions. But still Williamstown holding the advantage. The goal kick is to 3/4 time. Kavara with 3 and singles to Donnell, Jolly, Rodder, Masters, George, Bewley and Tate. And for the Lions, all singles, Allen, Lawson, Lever and Lentini. So they put 2 goals on in that quarter and 3 goals for Williamstown. But both Adam Sarakoglu and Glenn Hill I reckon Coburg is still a sneaky chance. I'll reserve my judgment on that. I don't think they are, but it'll be very interesting to see if they've got any momentum around the grounds.
A couple of final scores in Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Geelong 2 good for Melbourne Uni, 7-10-52. Melbourne Uni 2-1-13. And Hawthorn get the win over Essendon, 8-12-60. Bombers 3-3-21. Just great to see Essendon taking on Hawthorn at Windsor Hill. It's been a very long time since we've seen that. MCG AFL 7-16-58. The Tigers very inaccurate, but still ahead of the Dockers 4-8-32. Inaccurate themselves. That one's approaching three-quarter time, not far away from St Kilda taking on the Demons under the lid.
A break, three-quarter time, 34 points the margin. Coburg notionally with the breeze. Can they come back? Find out next on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Your Peter Jackson VFL Club needs you to show your support. Buying a VFL Club membership puts you in the box seat to watch AFL players and the stars of the future at your local ground. The VFL gives you the chance to get in the coach's huddle and enjoy kick-to-kick on the field whilst kids under 15 get in free. To be part of the action, head to vfl.com.au/membership to find out what membership offers are available at your club in 2018.
There's an art to this kind of deal. The guy's got to look the part. He's got to be smart. He's got to be brave. He's got to know when to seize the moment. With Peter Jackson half-year sale, any two suits for $8.95. The rules are simple, but the art is in the details.
Peter Jackson.
Watch Channel 7 this Saturday for live Peter Jackson VFL action. Head to vfl.com.au for the full list of upcoming broadcast games, results and news, or download the new VFL app, the Peter Jackson VFL. Live this Saturday at 2 p.m. on Channel 7. Get involved.
I'm a digital radio. To help explain why it's time to update your old radio, with me is my friend Digital TV.
Hi.
There you go.
Remember when us TVs went digital?
Everyone does. Get to the point.
Suddenly, you got lots more channels for free.
Yes.
Well, it's the same with digital radio.
When you buy a digital radio, you can get all your favourite stations, plus up to 30 extra ones, playing all kinds of music, live sport and talk.
That's pretty great.
It's really great.
All you have to do is head into your nearest retailer
Or check out digitalradioplus.com.au
and upgrade to digital.
The new VFL app is the best way to keep up to date with all the action in the Peter Jackson VFL and Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Follow live scores, get the latest news and see all the game stats at the end of each weekend's round of matches. Search VFL and download it from the App Store. The VFL app. Get involved.
But it's your job. You'll be fine.
Mate, just because everybody seems like they're doing it doesn't actually mean that they are doing it.
Help your kids understand that betting and sport don't have to go together.
The ads don't always tell you the risks, yeah?
Before you have the talk, check lovethegame.vic.gov.au. Authorised by VRGF Melbourne.
For all the latest Peter Jackson VFL news, results and video links, head to vfl.com.au. Your week is fully planned. See highlights from the latest round of VFL action each Monday. Catch up with all the stats that matter on Tuesday. Wednesday, look through the Toyota Top 5 Plays of the Week. Thursday, stay tuned for the team announcements. Then Friday, preview the next round of action. Visit the Peter Jackson VFL website at vfl.com.au. Get involved.
Love your sport? Then you'll love SEN.
Looks to be the last game of the first set. Almagro leading 5-3.
And you'll find it on digital radio. Simply scroll to SEN, Melbourne's home of sport.
Streaming live through VFL.com.au and Aussie Digital. This is Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
And this is three-quarter time at Piranha Park. It is 9-11-65, playing 4-7-31. Williamstown leading Coburg. Battle of the VFL standalone teams. The only match today in the Peter Jackson VFL. Adam, we'll hopefully get inside the huddle for Coburg in a moment, but we might just get... Although Hilly is standing there, they have broken up the huddle. We might just pause that around the grounds for a moment. And if you get a chance, Hilly, feel free to jump in. Go for it.
Yeah, joined by Lee Adams. Mate, you're certainly in the contest. You can feel optimistic at three-quarter time now?
Yeah, I think we obviously need to kick the first one or two to give ourselves any sort of chance. But, yeah, really happy with probably our second and third quarters. We've been able to keep the ball inside our forward 50 a little bit and probably just haven't made the most of our opportunities.
Also, obviously, you've been hurt on the turnovers. I think it might have been 52 to 29, thereabouts, on the turnovers. Obviously, a young team developing. It's just some errors. They'll be able to rectify that as they develop.
Yeah, just probably our shape behind the footy at times hasn't been great. They've been able to get past that first layer of defence, and then from there we've had to press out of position. So, look, we're going to continue to press hard at them, and if we do leak a few out the back, it's going to be through trying to turn the ball over as close as we can to our goals.
And you certainly would be happy with the pressure around the board. It's been sensational in the last 2 quarters.
Yeah, I think it has. I think, a team like Williamstown, if you can match it with them for 3 or 4 quarters in pressure, you're going to be right in the game. And I've been really happy with our blokes so far, but we can't drop off now. This is where you get the big VFL players where they really stamp their authority on their game. So our young blokes got to stand up and take it to them.
It's a good test. Good luck.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Nicely done. Thank you, Hilly. And Lee Adams. And I think he'd be relishing that opportunity too, Adam. This team, this young team, the unpredictability factor may be there, but gee, very, very experienced Williamstown side. And, well, let's see what happens in this final quarter. Just around the grounds. So today in the AFL, we've got Richmond just getting the job done nicely over Freo, it looks like.
7-16, 58 the Tigers. The Dockers are 4-8-32, not far away from St Kilda, taking on Melbourne. Swiss Wellness VFL Women's. Your winners today, Geelong and Hawthorn.
So all is in readiness for this final quarter. And just to remind you, both Adam Saracoglu and Glenn Hill thinking that Coburg a chance of coming back into this one.
Stay tuned.
Don't go anywhere. Final quarter about to get underway here on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
34-point deficit. They've got the scoring end in the final term. Can they get their first win of the season? Meeks won it down. Lantini overran the ball. Good tackle, Allen. Ball up.
Did you, when you're in the huddle, Hilly, and you're looking at the players, did you see belief?
I could see a little bit of belief. And they certainly were listening intently to their coach at 3/4 time, and I've got the feeling that they're a real chance now in this game.
They've got a free kick out of the middle here. Illegal Shepherd against Meese as we go wide. Mellington takes the mark. Quick hands off. They want to get it moving quickly. They need a couple of goals. Allen inside 50. The man went down for Coburg in Pajaski, and the mark was taken by Myers for Williamstown. And the first entry, they'll repel. As, well, more lines of seagulls around that contest. Jolly, mark on. Holding on to the ball, a fellow number 9 coming for him in Blair. Took a long time. Jolly happy to watch that one go out of play. Just on the outskirts of 50, boundary throw in. The locals here, very vocal.
Well,
they'll be up and about if Coburg go bang early in this last quarter.
Well, the 1988 Premiership reunion today. They'd love to see a Coburg come back here. Ball thrown back in on 50 for Coburg. Hunt's trying to break the tackles. Can't. Incorrect disposal. Turnover. And Meese will run away with it. He goes with the ball, going wide, looking for Monk. He was under all sorts of pressure. Nicely done there by Waitman to win the footy. Now a kick inside 50. It's a high ball. Well, both players just fell over in the end. Tipper couldn't get a clean run at it. It goes over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in.
Got the feeling we'll see a fair bit of this quarter down this end. They really look like they've got some belief. They've got some structure about their game when they're kicking to this end.
The breeze?
The breeze helps as well.
How big a factor is it?
I really felt in that 3rd quarter, there's a few Williamstown players just looked a little tired. And it was mentioned at 3/4 time that Coburg, so that Williamstown did get rolled last week in the last quarter.
That's true. As Dorgan trying to kick out, just find some space. Now
might be some chinks there.
There's Masters on centre wing. Kick for the running player in Bewley. He's got a handball over the top for Jolly as they go wider, but still going forward. Met by Carigliano. Jolly still got the kick away, and Buck Smith takes the mark. He's 60 from goal and wants to go on with it quickly. He puts the ball up high. Again, players in space. One of them, Peter Fawkes. Rodder at the fall of the ball as well. Got the handball out. Here is Myers to the top of the goal square. Off hands, no one can take the mark. Hunt to run onto it for Coburg. Hacked a handball to Allen. Immediately wrapped up in the tackle. Still got the kick away, but turned it over. And the mark has been taken by Masters, who's going to go short. And the mark has been taken again. Willie Wheeler. He's going to go back and have the shot, you would feel. Charleston just a little bit wider. No, he doesn't. He's going to give it to Bewley inside the centre square. Gives it absolutely everything to the line. Off hands, one behind. 66 plays 31, 3 minutes gone. Final quarter, Peter Jackson, VFL Live.
Carigliano, possibly Carigliano, if we go with the Italian pronunciation. Down the line, Hunt engaged in battle there with Masters. Masters over the top of the ball. Hunt brought him down. Been quiet today, Liam Hunt. Had a good game last week. Best on ground for Coburg against North Melbourne.
Tackle.
Middle of the ground, ball up. 37 disposals and a goal. 29 of those disposals effective for Liam Hunt last week. Umpire throws it up in the middle of Piranha Park. Nice beats all to it. Dorgan hacked it inside 50. Rodder, Donnell, now Buck Smith looking for the handball option. Mark on, Blair all over him. It's up for grabs here, top of the square. Kavara spat the ball out here for Bioli. Went further back, Schultz. Donnell fumbled, goes back and fetches. Just goes wide for Schultz. Nice careful play under pressure from Williamstown to retain possession. As Schultz goes toward the square. Jumping Buck Smith, couldn't take the mark. Allen at the full. They need to find a way out here, Coburg. Canolo's going to run onto the ball. No. Unkind bounce. Puts the tackle on Tate. Forks out of play. Boundary throw in. Centre wing. Both teams utilising the opportunity to make some changes on the interchange.
And that's the problem. It's the time it's going to take Coburg to score their goals. We're already 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes into this final quarter. 66 plays 31. Ball tossed back in. Meese. Donahue did well there just to create the contest, and now just a floating Mung out of bounds on the full sort of style kick there, Hilly.
Think about it.
Just got to think when you've got an extra step, and just need to take that extra step, the Coburg players, and steady themselves.
So Tate's going to switch play from our broadcast side. It goes back the other way. And Tippett will just take his time, and he'll kick outside the 50. And just a couple of cheapies possession-wise here for the Seagulls as Monk finds Donnell. It wasn't Monk, it was Stevens, the 23rd player. Still, Donnell took the mark. He goes wider for Charleston, who's just held up. Larson standing there on the mark. He can go back this way, back towards us again if he wants to.
It's gone a long way back after that, Mark.
And Charleston is going to kick up towards half forward, right near the scoreboard. Bewley takes the mark. He's 55 from goal. He'll just want to wheel around. He can kick long distances. He goes high. Buck Smith almost couldn't take the mark. Ball on the goal line. Do they manage to keep it in? No. It's through for a behind. 67 plays 31. Can Coburg get the quick release and the goal?
Rushed kick in. Poor decision by Josh Waitman to rush it to Lentini. It goes out of play. It wasn't touched.
I think this goes back to the goal square. He kicked that ball before the signal was even given that it was a behind.
A couple of the umpires are having a conversation here. So no one touched it. So it's either out of bounds on the full and a free kick for Williamstown, or the kick in.
That's amazing.
Needs to take place again. So the kick in counts, Hilly. It went out of bounds on the full because no one touched it.
He certainly kicked it before the umpire had even signalled it was a behind.
Forks goes in toward the pocket for Meeks, and he takes the mark.
Umpires needed to be stronger there and called that back, not let that play occur.
Yep. Nick Meese has 3 goals for the season. Of course, the old rule, he couldn't kick in until the flags were waved. The AFL changed that rule maybe a decade ago.
That was certainly kicked before the actual behind was signalled then. The umpire was going to signal the behind. The kick occurred before he even got his finger out.
So Nick Meese can probably just kill off any thought of a comeback here from Coburg. He might have just kept him in it just. Misses to the near side. That is 9-14-68 that they're now on the goals to 4-7-31.
Williano to bring the ball back in. This time, not rushing. He wants to go straight up the guts, straight up the middle, looking for Liam Hunt. Oh, ball fly over the back. Pajowski couldn't quite pick it up. Now they've got some run, but not a lot happening up ahead. As Murphy handball over the top. Here's an opportunity for a goal. No. Fox had maybe just a fraction more time to straighten up there.
Oh, the big fella had to bend a long way to get that ball. It was a fantastic effort to not spill it. He just wasn't the option there.
As Tate kicks to himself and then goes out towards the 50 to Bewley. Played a good game today, Brett Bewley.
Certainly has.
His kick into the middle of the ground, 2-on-1, and the 2 win out for the Seagulls. Gibbons got the handball away. No! He's called for holding the footy. So Liam Hunt in the middle of Piranha Park. He wants the footy back desperately. And now they've got some run again. Lions going deep inside 50. Tilly over the head there of him and Tay. Tilly's going to get there first, just worried off it by his opponent. And the ball not going anywhere in a hurry. The umpire will come in and say, give it to me. Right near the goal square for Coburg. 68 plays 32. We've played almost 9 minutes in this final term. As the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. I'll get clear position. Quick kick out of the pack!
Goal.
It's a goal! Just waiting to see who it is. I think it's Pajowski. It is. Well, did well, read the ball beautifully. Captain of the Calder Cannons is seeing some great game time here at Coburg. And they need that one. 9-14-68 plays 5-8-38. So back to 30 points the margin. And we've played 9.5 minutes in this final term.
That's his first goal at VFL level. The boy that played his junior footy at both Aberfeldy and Greenvale in the local league.
What local league would that be, Adam?
That would be the Essendon District Football League. A lot of connections that Coburg have with that, as well as Williamstown, a couple of EDFL listed players.
Just checking.
Back in the middle. Tap down from Meese. Gibbons finds his way through some traffic. If they can get another one here, Williamstown, just to really snuff out the challenge. It will really be heartbreaking for Coburg, who was still winless as we go wide. Yakabaccio. Kick trying to set up Canolo. Bounce favoured him. It bounced over Monk. Boundary throw in, right half forward for Coburg. They're just a little sniff. It's 30 points, 10 minutes into the final term.
And this is where they've been letting themselves down. They've been bombing it in. If they could just lower the eyes and look for a kick somewhere around about the 45.
So it's Hunt over the top of this ball, picks it up, gives it to Allen. Now it's Wallace, left foot goes inside 50. Going back's Blair, no mark taken. Fawkes was at the front as well. Ball hacked out of nowhere, out of bounds on the full though. Williamstown get it back, tip it to take it.
One more quick one here, and the crowd are just riding them home.
Yeah, but talking about skills before, I mean, that option was not on. Not on, out of the pack, not even looking. So Tippett, kick almost smothered. The kick going back. He's going to come back inside 50. Lentini, can he lay the tackle? No. Working their mark on. Masters player down there. Back play. Keep an eye on that hill. Here's the ball heading that way. And I think there's going to be another free kick. Carigliano's going to take it.
Masters up and about.
Gibbons just giving the free kick away. Oh, it's a turnover though. Nicely done, Norton, to get into the space at centre half back. And they got numbers on the outer side. One of them's Jolly. Runs outside defensive 50. Ball short. Charleston takes the mark. 3 kicks and they're already up to half forward. Over the top, Stevens. This is where they're going to get him again. On this outer side. The kick going in short. Schultz takes the mark. Just to stabilise things. Lucky Schultz. Taking his time. 12 minutes gone in this final quarter, and Schultz will come in and kick from 45 metres out.
I think that kick for Coburg was meant for Lachlan Mitchell across centre half forward, and they just messed that up. And like you say, Pete, the turnovers are killing them today, and here's a chance for Williamstown to put it away.
Schultz steps inside the 50. The kick is drifting across the face. Hasn't even made the distance. All fans know it can take the mark. Gibbons is there. Got support from Kavara. Bringing it round the body. What a great kick that was. Tops off the day for Kavara. He's kicked his 4th. 3 in the first quarter. And now 1 in this final term. And that will have killed off, I think, the challenge for the Lions today. A lot of positive signs from Coburg, but Williamstown just smashing him on the turnovers. 10-14-74 plays 5-8-38. We've played 13 minutes, almost 13 minutes in this final quarter on Peter Jackson VFL Live.
Seeing something very funny here on the boundary line from Jack Murphy.
You what?
Jack Murphy's just pretending that he came off the ground and walked all the way along the line from from the bench now to the forward pocket and just going to pop out in the forward pocket.
Peter Falk's all over it. He knows.
He's seen it. He's seen that trick before.
Back in the middle. Here we go. Coburg with the clearance. Hunt inside 50.
Lead.
Murphy couldn't quite. The ball's just zipping past him. Here's Hunt. Hand pass off to Orr. Goes wide by hand. We're looking for Lentini. Forks in the hole. Masters. Gibbons. Kick smothered. Forks gets it back. Now it's Dorgan. Gibbons. Underground handball to try to get by Mellington. Mellington held him up nicely.
Great tackle.
Is it a prior opportunity if you get a second go at it? You set it up for yourself and then get tackled?
Well, it's the start of a new possession, isn't it?
I suppose it would be.
So you've disposed of it once. Yeah. Or Allen missed it. Mark on to Dorgan. Allen all over him. Did well to harass him and win the ball back. Gets it out to Lever. Half forward we go. As Coburg look to go deep once more. It's a great looking ball as well. And the mark is taken in the pocket by Pajaski. Turns around, had some options to go to.
No.
Almost messed it up. Umpire says there's a push and a free kick to go Williamstown's way.
That's a lack of confidence though, Hilly, because he's trying to kick to Yakabaccio.
It sure is. He'd train here every week. He'd have a million shots at goal throughout the pre-season. I'd be shooting for goal there rather than centering
that's the
that
pocket,
ball.
but I'd have the most shots as well because it's right by the race.
Yeah, exactly.
Tippett's got the mark in the back pocket here for Williamstown, just to settle them down. And he'll kick outside the 50. A high ball, Rodder caught in the crossfire there. Fist comes in from Nolan. It's over the boundary line. We'll have it thrown in. 74 plays 38.
Coburg haven't had a lot of marks inside 50.
Nope.
And it's just a rare opportunity. And I know he's trying to do the team thing and centre it there, but really the option was to shoot at goal, take that opportunity. It was presented.
Even if he didn't,
he gave it away.
Even if he wanted to sort of pitching wedge it, there'd be enough players on the goal line to force the stoppage.
That's where you've got to have a bit of game sense as well.
Yeah.
Just take the shot.
Yeah, you got to know the situation of the game. They're down 6 goals. I know he's trying to do the team thing, but as a key forward, he's got to go back and shoot at goal there.
Yep, this is Biolic getting the tap down. Been okay against Meese today, all things being equal, as Jolly goes around the body for the Seagulls, and Schultz coming in to take the mark. Will just be held up, just backward of centre on that outer side. It'll go short to Charleston, who takes the mark on the numbers 5 and 0 defensively. Not sure who to kick to. Lions doing a good job just holding up the Seagulls here. The kick goes back in the same direction. As Willie Wheeler has it. His kick up the line. And now off hands, Allen should just go himself. He goes by hand looking for Wallace. Back to Allen. He's 55 from goal. A high ball. It goes over the initial pack. No one can take the mark. Plenty of numbers here. Dorgan for Williamstown. It's a hospital handball. Dangerous. Canolo. He was dangerous in the final quarter last week. He lowered the ice, went to Wallace. Wallace takes the mark and will line up and have a shot pretty much directly in front from just inside the 50.
This is what you want to see. No leads. Let him have the shot.
Exactly.
But get on the goal line.
Even if there is a lead and a loose man, take responsibility and have the shot.
Here he goes. Wallace from 50.
Wallace.
A high ball. Off hands. It didn't make the distance.
Did he not kick through that?
Through for one behind. 74 plays 39.
He can definitely kick the distance from 50. So
16 and 3/4 minutes gone in the final quarter.
That must have come off the side of the boot somewhat.
Bewley to himself. Now goes looking for Rodder. In front though, Masters. No mark taken. Buck Smith. Hand pass off to Mark on. Has to weave his way through to traffic. Did well. Forks has been excellent today. Right foot barely just got it past the potential smotherer, if that's a word. Turnover. And now Coburg away. Dixon took a daring bounce. Then went inside 50 looking for Lawson. Pajaski at the 4. Wheeler got to it first. Now Tate. Monk. Dorgan. Loose man out wide's Jolly. Ben Jolly. Out of side. Goes over the top. Donnell.
Rodder's the free man back inside 50. They haven't gotten to him yet, the Lions.
Couple of the stars of the Peter Jackson VFL combining. And Sam Donnell has it. Eventually towards half forward. George.
Oh, Mark on all on his own in the goal square.
It's a long way for Lockie George to get it there though.
I know, but there's still no one down there.
He's almost 70 out from goal. Tried to set up Schultz, but 3
now
Lions
they should
in the
run.
hole.
He's got no one forward though. This is We've got one player forward of the centre.
Well, should just boot it as far as he can.
He's gonna
Lauson's going to be over the back here. Got Chelsea to contend with. Lauson picks it up, throws the handball out there, gets it back again. He's wheeling around, just waiting for some teammates. He's got one now. It's Fox. Fox facing the wrong way to Lentini. He's going to try and have the shot. No, he goes into the pockets. And he goes to Waitman. I reckon he probably should have had the shot too, because he had a little bit more room to run 10 metres and steady up. But instead, let's see what Waitman could do.
Just got to back yourself there, that situation. Run the extra 5 metres.
Well, run the extra 5 metres, balance yourself.
Yeah.
And that comes from talk from your teammates, just to say, hey, you've got some room here. So, let's see. Josh Waitman comes in on the angle, 40 out. He's put it through.
It's a goal. There's a glimmer, Pete. There's a glimmer.
Oh. Okay. I'm still willing to go with that storyline if you like, Hilly. I'm maybe not so much thinking that.
I think I'm back with the fearless leader now.
Oh.
Jumped off Hilly. Time is not enough, I think.
I want to see a close game.
19 minutes gone in this final quarter.
We all want that, but
10-14, 74, play Coburg 6-9-45. We'll go around the grounds too, because match underway at Etihad Stadium. 1 point apiece there between St Kilda and Melbourne, and 14 minutes into the final quarter, Tigers by 52 points, 84 playing 32 there.
We fought a good fight, Hilly, but I'm jumping ship. Back in the middle. Meese, won it down, Mark on over the top. They just steadied a little bit in this last quarter around the contest, Williamstown.
Yeah, it's been the senior players, Adam Markon, Michael Gibbons, Sam Donnell. They've all been in the chain. Even just Meese in the ruck, just in the last few ruck contests, has been very strong.
Donnell sends them deep. Mark is taken by Masters.
Another senior player who stood up all day today. He's been knocked over a few times and just keeps getting back up again.
When Williamstown have their best 22 or close enough to their best 22 available, they are a seriously, seriously good side.
Yep.
So many guys that have been there and done it at this level before. This man's certainly one of them, Lee Masters. Has 3 goals to his name for season 2018. One of them came in the third quarter today. Tucked up against the pocket. Right foot ball. Goal umpire was working back, but he likes it. 11-14, 80, playing 6-9-45. Game over. Time on. Final turn.
All right, I'm happy to put the cue in the rack
now. Now he is. Into time one final quarter.
They couldn't allow another one. If they had have not allowed another one in the next couple of minutes and they jagged one, well, it was game on.
And with that, Hilly can now start thinking about post-game.
I've decided post-game probably at about quarter time.
All right, you're going to be a little fella wearing number 2 on his jumper?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Rightio. Well,
I was actually leaning Nick Rodder, maybe.
You'll be one of the...
he's in the mix, no doubt about that.
You'll be one of the few people to tag him today, I would say.
Yep, because Coburg haven't tagged him, and he's
had a good game today, Hill. He's had a few touches.
It's 11 goals to 6, and he's kicked 4 of them and set up 2.
Back in the middle, or get the tap down, trying to find some space. Let's see if Coburg can get maybe another couple here, just to
good fend off.
Finish off. It was an excellent fend off, and a couple of bounces too. Oh no, fend off. He was running too fast there, Alan. Handball across O'Donoghue. Just had nowhere to go. He's got to go back and get the footy again, but he's surrounded by
they're out though.
Markon. But boy, this is untidy play. Let's have a shot. Out of bounds on the fall from Liam Hunt.
Who reads the votes at the listing usually? I haven't been to one in a
John
while.
Hook reads the votes, but you normally get the...
Hookie, if you're listening.
That's a good point, Adam.
G Hill, a chance today.
Well, no, because we won't see them. They normally do up to round 10, and then we speed up from there. Otherwise, the night would go for 3 days. There's the ball here in the back pocket for the Seagulls.
Plenty of boards that go out now, of course.
Well, plenty of competitions too. Ryder flying for the mark, can't take it. Meese on hands and knees, got it off to Markon. Right near the boundary line, turn it over. Carigliano been good today for Coburg, just hurls it inside 50, a high ball. Great mark, Tate.
Been good.
Yeah, Ollie Tate's. Now, just deep inside defensive 50. 80 plays 45. There's the kick to Schultz. Hits him on the chest.
Schultz has also been very good today. He's presented all day.
22, almost 23 minutes gone this final term as the kick going up the line. It's
Nigel Smart.
under Hilly's faves.
You're very close to him. He's a
Rodder.
big, solidly built unit, isn't he?
He is big.
Man from Darley.
And Rodder kicks up the line. Up towards half forward. Another uncontested mark. That's 3 in this sequence and should be 52 for Masters.
He looks like a forward in the
Did
rugby
he not take
union.
the mark? Has he not taken the mark? No, it's a Coburg free kick. It's the ball here in the hands of Lentini. I thought it was a clear mark, but anyway, might have been something happening before that. Hunt's dropped what he should have taken. It's over the line anyway. We'll have it thrown in.
It's imposing, isn't he, Healy?
He certainly is, and he's presented all day. Just he moves really well. He's very fast off the mark.
It's been a good find for Williamstown this year.
Very good find.
Boundary throw in.
Yep.
Meese in front of Vore. Neither ruckman got to that throw in. It's a bit short. Lenny Gluftus has found the free kick going Coburg's way. Mellington, hand pass off. It's Wallace, high towards half forward. Tate again. Didn't take the mark that time. Lentini. Been okay today for the Lions. Mellington. Left foot's on the way. It's a wobbler. It's an empty square. Bouncing for a point. 6-10-46 playing 11-14, 80, 24 gone, final term. We're off to Trevor Barker Beach Oval next week for Peter Jackson, VFL Live, Sandringham and Essendon.
Yes, we are.
Peter Mercado, Michael Leeds back on the coverage.
Who?
Stoney.
Stoney's
Stoney's
yes.
back.
Oh, there's a free kick. It should be downfield here for the Seagulls. Player dumped after he kicked it.
Ooh.
Lawson getting
Ooh.
some attention.
He
Gricer,
might
not
need
happy.
Some assistance.
And Tippett as well. I think it is down there.
Couldn't have been downfield. He certainly hit him at the point of contact. It shouldn't have been downfield.
Anyway, we'll move along. Umps advisors up here, Hilly. You can have a word to them after the match. Although they, like us, will be exiting the venue pretty quickly. One of the things we get on air is we don't want to sort of be hanging around sort of post-match style. As Lentini has the ball. Kicking long, looking there for Tilly. Ball punched away from him by Gricer, and the umpire will throw the ball in. So we've played 25 minutes. There at 3:45 this afternoon here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. 80 plays 46. The ball to be tossed back in. Yeah, we're not here on Peter Jackson VFL Live ones on the overly long post-match. Just interview song and out we go, basically.
If there's time for that, of course.
If there's time. You don't want to be sort of...
Couldn't think there'd be any more than about 3 or 4 minutes left in this one. It's been a low-scoring quarter.
As O'Donoghue going with a barrel inside 50, but Myers takes the mark for Williamstown. It's the kick going wide. Able to track onto this. The handball's across. Oh, straight through the hands there. Tippett is the kick going inside 50 for Coburg. Good mark, Mellington. This time he got to the front of the pack, clunked it. Now go back and put it through.
He's a really good player. I reckon he was good last week against North Melbourne as well. He's had his moments today as well. He's had a good fortnight, I reckon, Nick Mellington.
He's shown a bit in the last couple of seasons, and he's certainly developed.
He's got 22 disposals, 2 goals last
Developed
week.
into a leader amongst this group. So
In he comes, directly in front. 30 outs. He's got it.
Yep.
The stand-in skipper today with Tommy Goodwin out of the team. So 80 plays 52 here on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Almost 27 minutes gone in this final term.
It's the end of an era here because I think PJ's gone.
I think the line is officially been put to sleep.
Rest in peace, old PJ. Made one appearance I know you went here, Healy, last week. Made one appearance last week.
And I think a message went up to say
we've had 7 opportunities.
Probably should get the screens up.
We've had
no, we'll just finish it off because it's clearly not working.
It's an end of an era down here at Coburg as play restarts.
Oh.
Freak advantage. Oh, the umpire's called advantage.
It's coming all the way back to the middle of Piranha Park.
That is horrendous umpiring. Sorry.
Again, hello to the advisors to our left. Free kick for Coburg. We go inside 50 again. Forks in the right spot. What else is new?
He's got to put a body on him. He just flew at that uncontested, really.
Kicks it a 2-on-1 here.
Good
Gibbons was outsized that time. Good mark by Dixon.
Again.
Short pass inboard. So the Lions looking for another late one here.
Waitman.
Goes looking for Lowson. Engaged in battle with Charleston. Pajowski into the deck. Ball up. Hot spot. 25 out. Maybe 20 out. Directly in front.
I reckon another goal here would probably be just about right, I think, in terms of these two teams today.
The Suns just re-emerged as well. We've had a good day for footy. We've had a good season weather-wise so far. Quick snap. Except for round 2, I think. Minor score for Coburg. 7-11-53, playing 11-14-80.
No, round 2 is beautiful for me. Has Bewley to bring the ball back in.
I think you're up on the goal.
Roughly 3,000 kilometres away. Ball straight up the middle of the ground. Jolly ends up with it. His kick going in short. Just gets a nice little handball received from Stevens and then kicks a long ball inside 50. That is superb. That is superb transferal of the footy by Williamstown. And your man, Hilly, Benny Cavara, chance at goal number 5 on the siren.
How far out, boys? I can't really see from this.
So he is he'll kick from about 40 out. Plenty of goal face to look at.
No breeze whatsoever.
Gilly, you may as well go and give him some advice before he kicks.
Exactly. Not allowed to go on the ground until
start this interview before.
Till this signal's gold.
He knows his rules, Hilly.
He does. He's been told that before. On the left. What a way to finish it off.
I'm going on.
Cavara kicks goal number 5 and finishes it off for Williamstown. It wasn't an emphatic win by any stretch of the imagination, but still comfortable in the end for this Williamstown team. 12-14-86 beats Coburg 7-10-52. Let's have a listen to the song.
We rally to the call. We are the boys from Williamstown. We'll go through and go.
Can we cut across the song?
You absolutely can.
Just joined by Ben Cavara, and fantastic performance from the team and individually yourself today.
Yeah, it was. I think we had we got off to a good start for the game, and I think we let ourselves down with a few opportunities in front of goal. Including myself and missed a couple, which I was a bit disappointed with. But to end up with 5 or 6 goal win, we'll take that.
Certainly early, the pressure was there from you guys, and you really did set things up in the first quarter. The forward entries in the first quarter were really good as well, and I thought that was a key component of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think our forward line just clicked in the first quarter. We everything that we're doing at training is starting to come to fruition, and turn up with a couple, I was pretty happy as well, but in the end it was a team effort, and I thought we played very well as a football line.
Also too, just the aerial work today from some of your bigger guys you would have been happy with?
Yeah, I think, a lot of our tall forwards like Rodder and Goosey and all that, I think they did very well. All they got to do is, we say to them, create a contest for us and either mark it or bring it to ground, and that's all we can ask from them. They did their job, so yeah, they played fantastic.
Was Andy Collins a bit worried at three-quarter time when Coburg had closed to that 5 or 6 goal margin?
No, I think, look, he just spoke about sticking to our structures, and if we stick to our game plan, then everything will follow through, and we're confident in our game plan that, we can take on any side, so I think that we showed that today.
Yeah, we've got a great deal of experience in your lineup, and you've really set yourselves for a good season this season, so good luck for the remainder of the season and go and enjoy the win.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate you.
Beautifully done. Benny Cavara, 5 goals today for Williamstown. And we might see if we can get the song in the rooms, Hilly. It's a little bit hit and miss in the away rooms here at Coburg, but we'll see what we can do. The final score again, 12-14-86 to 7-10-52. As both teams receiving a nice round of applause, but in particular for the Williamstown side. We'll go through the goal kickers, although I might need you to just do a cross match in terms of goal kickers today, because I seem to have a surplus of goals on the Williamstown side. For Coburg, Allen, Mellington, Lowson, Waitman, Lever and Lentini in their 7-10-52.
Pajowski got one as well.
And Pajowski, yes, forgot about him. And then for Williamstown, I think I've got 13 rather than 12 goals. Well, that's probably more me
Shall we
than
go
them.
with mine then?
Go with yours.
Ben Cavara kicked 5 with that goal on the siren. Donnell and Jolly get singles, as well as Nick Rodder. 2 for Lee Masters, single again for Lockie George, Brett Bewley. That's all I've got.
And I had one for Ollie Tate in the second quarter. So maybe that's where I'm a bit out. But anyway, the final score, 12-14-86 to 7-10-52. Williamstown led by 29 points at quarter time, 23 points at half time, 34 points at three-quarter time, and 34 points in the final wash-up as well. While we wait for this song, let's go around the grounds.
Maybe not. Or maybe.
Maybe. You just keep jumping in. Just
I'm going to go around the
grounds.
grounds. 15-20, 110. Richmond are going to get the win over Fremantle. 4-8-32. The Dockers have been stuck on that scoreline for a while, approaching full time. Etihad Stadium, time on first term. Demons lead St Kilda, 4-1-25. The Saints are 1-4-10. I'm giving up on the song there, Peter.
That's just to prove that it was there.
Let's just give up on that.
To prove that that's actually is happening down there.
Go for the full ladder shortly. The Gulls are 4th tonight at 3-2, percentage of 122.69. So in the top 4 now are Williamstown going into round 6. Coburg 0-5. We
only have a couple of minutes left anyway, so let's just assume that song's happened and thank Glenn Hill for his work, and we'll catch him in a couple of weeks. Take us through the full ladder.
After round 5, we have one undefeated team in the Peter Jackson VFL. That is the Box Hill Hawks. They are 4-0 with a percentage of 178. They are flying at the moment, the Hawks. Then we have a top 4, 3-1. Collingwood and Richmond are both 3-1. Collingwood with a significant percentage gap on the Tigers, as we just said. Williamstown, who are still waiting for their first bye of the season, they are 3-2. That's your top 4. Box Hill, Collingwood, Richmond and Williamstown. Then we have Geelong and Port Melbourne both at 3-1. Essendon, Casey Demons round out the top 8, 2-2, both of those sides. And then a couple other sides at 2-2 with percentage just taking them out of the top 8 as we speak. Footscray, North Melbourne, Sandringham in that order. Then we have one-win teams, Werribee, Northern Blues, Frankston, Coburg last at 0-5. The only team without a win.
Yeah, unfortunately for them. Next week, round 6 starts at Burbank, Williamstown's football grounds. The Seagulls will face the Northern Blues. Interesting clash for them. And then finally, Port Melbourne get to raise their premiership flag at home. Their first match at Northport Oval for the season. They're taking on Footscray. That's the TV game. Then on Sunday at Etihad Stadium, early start, 9:35 in the morning, is North Melbourne taking on Richmond. And then at Olympic Park, it's Collingwood facing Geelong. That's an 11:30 start. At Casey Fields, it's Casey taking on the Box Hill Hawks. And Frankston will face Coburg.
Is there a game at Olympic Park?
There is. Yes. Interesting. Why are you surprised by that? Collingwood play there regularly through the season. The Holden Centre.
Okay.
And our match for broadcast, 2 o'clock next Sunday. We'll talk about this later. Yeah, Trevor Barker Beach Oval is Sandringham taking on Essendon. So Werribee has the bye next week. So big round number 6 coming your way on Peter Jackson VFL Live. Thank you, Hilly, for your work today. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you. Say hi to Lindsay for me.
I'll do my level best to do that. 12-14-86 Williamstown, Coburg, 7-11-53. We'll catch you again next Sunday afternoon from 1:45 live on Peter Jackson VFL Live.